Meow.
Hello and welcome to Comic Book Movie Oblivion, the podcast about feature films based on comic books and comic strips that people have stopped talking about. We are your hosts, Jordan and Kumar, that's me.
And me.
And this week we're talking about Batman Returns from 1992.
1992. June 1992. So this is a Christmas movie that came out in summer. In the US summer.
How strange.
Yep. It's not the only strange thing about this film.
Lots of strange things about it. But it did occur to me too, to jump way ahead, that the gap between 66 and 89 was like 23. So we're looking at like 25 years. So what's the gap between this and the Twilight Batman that just came out a couple years ago? It's 20? No, it's more like 30 years.
Yeah.
But it's...
Yeah, 30 years.
But
we've had the Dark Knight Rises and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But I do feel like the difference between... At the time, this seemed like an updating. And I haven't watched this movie in a long time. And I felt like, we didn't really need those Christopher Nolan movies. We didn't need this Twilight one. But...
The Twilight one, because it's got Robert Pattinson.
I couldn't remember his name. Watching this, I was like, oh, yeah, this needed an update.
Yeah?
Kind of.
Okay.
But it had this kind of place in my mind. And it's funny because that first movie I've seen so many times that I've committed so much of it to memory, just automatically I know all these lines out of it and stuff like that. And this one, probably haven't seen since VHS in around 92 or 93. I definitely saw it at the cinema.
Yep.
And then probably saw it one more time. I had a bunch of trading cards. We'll talk about those a little bit.
Yes. Merchandise.
So some images from it were burning my brain, but I had not seen it in a long time. And then watching last night, I was like, this movie's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
And it's like...
It's a Tim Burton movie.
It's such a Tim Burton movie. And I really felt like, now I understand. I mean, you didn't even have to get to Schumacher. I can see why the Nolan version kind of was the next step that's like the 25-year update. Like, remember those movies from 25 years ago, kids? They're like, those weird old movies? Yeah, this is like a serious version of those weird old movies. It's like the same pattern another 25 years later.
It's funny, because the screenwriter is very present on the internet.
Yeah.
He's often participating in interviews talking about Batman Returns, because I think it's his big kind of hit.
He wrote Heathers as well.
He did Heathers, obviously. Yeah. But this made a lot more money than Heathers.
His brother directed Mean Girls.
Right. Wow, that's... Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I think we need to stop rolling so I can process that. No, but Daniel Waters, the screenwriter, there are a lot of interviews from him spanning the last 15, 20 years talking about this movie. And one thing that he's been saying recently, because he's still doing it, is that he thinks this movie is being reappraised lately, especially in light of Twilight Batman.
Ah, interesting.
Okay. So almost skipping over the Christopher Nolan.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I don't know why you would skip... No, I do know. It's weird, because the Nolan Batman movies have Catwoman in them. The Pattinson Batman movie has Penguin in it.
Yeah.
Like a major... Penguin got his own TV series, Penguin.
He sure did.
So, it's kind of like you can't skip over those Nolan ones. There's definitely... there's some DNA, I would argue, of this movie in the Nolan version of Catwoman.
It's just that it seems that, like, it's revived some interest and appreciation for this particular film, especially in comparison to the Joel Schumacher ones, which these days I think are mostly considered unwatchable. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Shall we wind right back and talk about comics?
Yes. Okay, so this week we looked at the greatest Batman stories ever told, Volume 2, which came out in 1992 as a tie-in to this movie, which had only Catwoman and Penguin stories in it. And I'm not sure if they should have called it great. I guess greatest doesn't necessarily mean best. It's got some of like the earliest stories in there.
Yes.
And some like later ones. Okay, let's start. We'll talk about Catwoman a bit first. First appearance in 1940 in Batman #1. So Batman first appeared in Detective 27, which I think came out around 38 or 39.
Might have been 39.
Yeah. And then, so just a year later, we get a very early vision. She's called the Cat.
Yes.
Initially.
Not Catwoman yet.
Yeah. Later, she's called Catwoman with a hyphen, or the Catwoman. She is effectively a cat burglar. But in this very first story, there's this... It's like a cruise ship or something.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of rich people on there. We've had this story hundreds of times on this podcast.
Yep.
Where the cruise ship gets...
The Phantom.
We had that on The Phantom. We had it in Tailspin Tommy.
We had it in... Give me a moment. The City Hunter movie with Jackie Chan.
Yes. Yes. Cruise ship full of rich people.
Yep.
Somebody comes on, pirates come on, or something steal. Anyway, this woman's got like some fabulous necklace or something that
That's it. And she's just a pretty standard like cat burglar, and the name is less to do with her. I don't think she wears an animal costume
not at all.
in any way sense.
No, that's right.
She might wear a quote unquote cat suit, but it could just as easily be a leotard.
Yeah.
and she spends most of the book in disguise as an old lady anyway.
Yes, that's right. And then she's got this kind of, like when she gets out of her disguise, she's got this like sexy gown, like a full-length gown on.
Right.
That's kind of it. And she...
But it's just a very kind of standard story. There are no cat puns.
No, exactly.
She's barely in it. She's only revealed at the very
right.
end.
But then she comes on to Batman. She's like, you should join me.
Oh, yeah.
And Batman's kind of like, huh.
He's immediately into it.
He's kind of tempted.
Well, I don't know if he's kind of tempted.
Very tempted.
Is super into her.
When they get in their boat to drive away, she hops out into the water, and Robin's about to jump in after her, and Batman kind of blocks Robin from getting after her.
Yes.
And then Robin's like, did you do that on purpose? And he's like, well...
He lets her escape, and then it bumps Robin to stop him from leaping after her.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hope I'll meet her again. And he's driving his boat and saying, she had lovely eyes, didn't she, Robin?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who knew Batman was so horny?
But it sets up the relationship for the next 70 years.
Yes, perfectly.
Which is this romance, which is sometimes very intense between them, and sometimes a kind of on again, off again, or sometimes craziness. And she's very much on the... She's not necessarily bad. She's not a villain, per se. She's a criminal, which puts her in opposition to Batman.
Batman himself is a criminal, although that's
true.
not usually front and center in these comics. No, you're right. She's definitely anti-hero or just sort of an antagonist that's not particularly evil. She just does some crimes. And in fact, there's a story in this book, in this collection, where she is revealed to have had amnesia the whole time she was Catwoman.
Okay, yeah. So it's revealed that she was in a plane crash. She was the daughter of a petrol owner. At this point, we're going cat crazy. There's a reason. She's actually gone through a bunch of cat costumes at this stage. She wore full on cat heads.
Yes.
Looked like Tiger Mask, like the Japanese wrestler.
Yeah.
She's got all these gadgets. So it's revealed that she was in a plane crash and she had amnesia. She's had amnesia for years, and during her amnesia period, she became this criminal.
Yes.
But then she gets knocked on the head again, and she's like, wait, what happened to the plane crash? She's like, oh my god, I've been robbing people, I hate that.
She remembers nothing the whole time.
That's right. But Batman and Commissioner Gordon are like, we need you to get in with this gang, so you gotta steal shit. So, like, we have an in. And she reluctantly
becomes
agrees.
like a consultant for the police.
Yeah.
Well, not even a consultant, an agent.
Yeah. Yeah. But at this point, we're going absolutely crazy. There's a line here which is, the criminals want her in the gang because they want to pull off crimes without killing anybody. And he says...
They don't want a murder rap,
Catwoman, you always rob without killing by using your knowledge of cats. And at this point, whenever she's out, she's carrying a box, and she'll open the box and she'll unleash a cat on somebody that's chasing her.
Yeah.
She's got like attack cats that she carries around in boxes.
Trained cats that do things.
Reminded me a bit of Sting as Fade in Dune, walking around with that box with the cat in it that he was milking. Milking the cat.
Well, it reminded me of the crazy pets that we had in League of DC League of Super Pets.
Yeah.
Where the crime-fighting dog, the Bat Dog.
Yeah.
Where first he was trained to do crimes.
That's right. We have a crime cats where she just opens the box and it'll leap out or do whatever she says.
So good.
Really weird, crazy stuff.
Well, then they go all in with the cat puns.
Yes.
In one particular one, Crimes of the Catwoman.
Yeah.
I wrote down all the cat puns I could see, and they're just having her do the most contrived shit just so they can use the pun.
That's right. Pun first.
So she spins a bridge out of ropes and calls it a cat's cradle. Mm-hmm. That's the first one. Then she carries around a cat o' nine tails.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. So her having a whip is kind of like a well-known thing about the character, right? But it's not usually a cat o' nine tails. It's usually just a whip with one tongue. Catacomb, that's what she calls her lair.
Oh, jeez.
There are catbirds in one.
Yep.
A catapult that she uses. She has a version of Joker toxin that causes catalepsy, which is a kind of rigid sleep state. Yep. They end out in like in the swamp.
Yeah.
And then there's something to do with catfish.
Okay.
She cats an anchor which is when you pull an anchor up to the cat head, which is a bar across it, so that you can secure it, so it's not flapping around and damaging the ship. She gets away in a cat boat, and escapes capture by breathing through a cattail reed.
Incredible.
It's just so gratuitous and so contrived.
Yep.
It does have a really great line, which is Batman chases her to a circus where there's a lion tamer working in a cage with the lion tamer. And here's the great panel. Okay, someone says, might be Robin, those lion snarls make echoes from the ceiling that sound like cat snarls. And then Batman thinks, those aren't echoes. They sound like real cat cries. Hyphenated. Catwoman must be using cats up there in some crime plan. Hyphenated. It's pretty good. It's not quite as good as leopard hybrid coming out of the pyramid, but it's still pretty.
Yeah.
It's still pretty wild.
Yeah, but I do wonder what this criminal thought. What is her knowledge of what knowledge do cats have that they're able to not kill? I guess my cat catches lizards and doesn't kill them. Just toys with them. I don't know. Okay. I think that's pretty much all you need to know about Catwoman. You know who she is.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk a little about the Penguin. So, Detective Comics number 58, 1941. So, pretty early. Now, unlike Catwoman, Penguin came out pretty much fully formed, right from his first story.
Yep.
He's
like a little person, I suppose, a person of short stature.
Yes.
Wearing kind of like a frock coat, a tailed coat.
Yeah.
Like a waistcoat.
Waistcoat with tails. And he smokes a cigarette in like a cigarette holder.
Yep, like FDR.
He wears a top hat.
And a monocle.
Yes, has a monocle.
And spats.
Yep. Carries an umbrella around, which is not very Penguin themed, I guess.
But that's his shtick, right?
Yes, it becomes his shtick in the first story. Oh, does he have a trick umbrella in the first appearance? But eventually it becomes his main thing. It's just, he's got all these trick umbrellas.
I'm pretty sure it is. He does have it in his first story.
Right, okay.
Because doesn't he shoot Batman with gas in the first story?
Oh, you might be right. Yes. Amazing behavior from Batman in this issue where before they know who this guy is, they just see him, laughs at him, and calls him a fatty. And all sorts of, unacceptable behavior from Bruce Wayne.
Completely unacceptable in these early issues. Also, in Catwoman's introductory one, I believe he tells her quiet or Papa Spank.
Or Papa Spank, yeah, quiet. He's rubbing her face. He's rubbing the makeup off her face and said, "Quiet or Papa Spank." Amazing. Wow. Yeah. Calls Penguin a fatty, but then Penguin, this kind of Penguin-themed guy, starts stealing stuff. There's an amazing scene where he knows he's gonna... Batman's like staking out this art gallery where he thinks Penguin is gonna strike, and sure enough, some guys from this gang show up. I mean, Penguin's trying to take over the gangs. They come to steal stuff, and Batman pulls a painting off the wall and smashes it over their heads. And I'm like, wait a second. So it's wrong to steal the paintings, but smashing them is okay?
Destroying them to stop people from stealing them is alright. Make it make sense, Bob Kane.
Yep. I don't think Bob wrote it. He didn't do any of this stuff.
He didn't.
Absolutely did not. But later on, Penguin starts to... And I mean, a few weeks ago, we were making fun of John Byrne's Magpie character for being too bird-themed and magpie-themed, and her name being Margaret Pie or something like that. And suddenly, everything he does is bird-themed. He goes a bit crazy. But later, he's also not entirely a bad guy. Well, it depends which version. There's a great story by Max Allan Collins in here.
Yes.
Where he gets out on parole. Batman's opposed. He actually comes to the parole board, and they say, you're a vigilante. Like, your voice doesn't count in this.
They're disgusted at Batman showing up.
And he's so angry, he storms out of there because they approve the parole.
Yeah.
He goes out, but Penguin has fallen in love by mail with this woman.
Who's also bird-themed.
That's right. And he goes and he's going to marry her or whatever. He says he's gone straight. She says, look, this is the rule. I'll marry you. You have to go straight. This is the one thing you have to do.
Yes.
So he starts this umbrella factory, which is really obviously a front. There's guys with guns outside. All his old gang is there with guns. And Batman's like, this is a scam. Commissioner Gordon's like, it's not a scam. It's an umbrella factory. He's only been...
He's innocent until proven guilty, right?
Yeah.
Batman doesn't care about that shit.
No.
He never has.
No.
So he breaks in.
Yeah.
We see the Penguin, like, he's caught red-handed saying stuff like, well, I'm going to increase the size of our take. Wark, wark.
Yeah.
And then Batman's there, and then the Penguin orders his henchmen to take care of Batman. Of course, Batman kicks the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And then he grabs... the Penguin
threatens him with the umbrella gun.
Yep.
And then gives up.
Yep. And he says
it's actually an umbrella factory.
Yep.
And
he says he has gone straight.
And I didn't want anybody ripping off my business, or I didn't want you showing up. That's why I've got armed guards.
He specifically says that. Like he says, Batman's like, if this is an umbrella factory, why the armed guards?
Yeah.
And the Penguin says the armed guards are there to keep you away.
Yeah.
Or other police, because all the people working in my factory are guys out on parole.
That's right. So he's violating his parole by hanging out with his old gang. Penguin is, yeah.
That's right. By fraternizing with parolees.
Yeah.
He is technically in violation of parole, but Batman is absolutely horrified, devastated.
Yeah.
Actually, to see this, he finishes the Penguin sentence for him.
Yeah.
He realizes what he's done.
Yeah.
He's put the Penguin really was going straight, and in fact doing a good deed by hiring ex-cons.
Yeah.
I don't think it specifically says it's his old gang.
I think it is. I thought, well, maybe not. It doesn't matter.
And Batman just instantly realizes he's going back to jail. Yeah. And then he shows up at a parole meeting again.
Yeah, this time to put in a good word for him.
And it doesn't work again.
Yeah, yes. The parole board's like, he violated his parole, he's going back to jail. And Batman storms out again for the opposite reason that he did at the start of the story.
It's a nice little story. I mean, it's a familiar theme, isn't it? Like the Lex Luthor going...
Yeah, I like stories where villains go straight.
Yeah.
And I like that Catwoman, as ridiculous as the Amnesia stuff was, I like that Catwoman one because I like stories where the bad guys go straight for some reason.
It has a nice twist that it's not revealed that it's a con or a dodge. He really did try to go straight.
And I believe the way Collins has constructed the story, I really believed there's no way this is just a regular umbrella factory. He's got guys with guns outside. He is doing something crooked. I felt worse for the wife.
But she's been tricked. She's been hoodwinked. No... He really has been redeemed by the love of a bird-themed woman. Yeah.
And Batman confronts this woman. She's like, she gets up in his face, and she says, she figured out later, his psychiatrist, it was the psychiatrist Arkham figured out what Penguin's problems were, and that, he stole because he wanted attention and approval and all this stuff, and also that he was collecting. He wasn't stealing for money. He was rich already. He came from a rich family.
Yeah.
He didn't need the money. He was stealing because he had an anal retentive tendency for collecting.
Yes. That was interesting.
Yeah. I liked all those.
They're all nice touches. It's a great little story.
But mostly Penguin came out fully formed, except for the bird stuff, which kind of came later.
There was one issue,
and now he's like just a kind of gangster, I think, in most modern comics and the TV series.
Well,
he's just basically like a mafia gangster.
Yeah, which is pretty boring compared to for me, the defining version of the Penguin is the one that we're going to be discussing.
I would say the Burgess Meredith version was also a big deal.
That one's a big deal, of course, but I didn't see as many, as much of the Batman 1960s Batman. It wasn't on TV a lot.
Right.
It was. I mean, I saw it.
Yeah.
But he was supposed to be in this film, actually, Burgess Meredith.
Really?
He was supposed to play Cobblepot Senior,
Oh.
the role that went to Paul Reubens, but he got sick right when production started.
Okay. He would have been really old.
Yeah, that's why I guess he
Too
got
old
sick.
to be the dad, I would imagine.
Well, you know, Paul Reubens is in old man makeup for it.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so let's talk a bit about this movie. 1992. I remember when it was announced there were going to be two villains in it, we were like, what the hell? Because they killed the Joker in the first one, which was shocking already. And then we were like, two is too many. I kind of still think two is too many. In fact, we got three villains in
There are
this
three
movie.
villains. And well, I might disagree with you on that, but we'll...
But then after this set the pattern that we have two in every movie after this one.
Yeah, it was probably too many in later movies, but this one I think they've got the perfect number for reasons that we'll get into.
Okay, interesting. Okay. So we start with Paul Reubens as Oswald Cobblepot Sr., Cobblepot Sr., whatever his name is.
This is Paul Reubens' second appearance.
Yeah.
He was the spleen in Mystery Men.
That's right. He was also a voice on a TMNT cartoon. He was in Gotham, the TV series, for a couple of episodes.
He was, wasn't he?
He was the voice of Batmite in Brave and the Bold. And he is going to be back for his award.
He will be back.
He will get his all-star status.
He will.
Yeah. The mother is also the actress that played his girlfriend in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I didn't write down her name.
I have her name. It is Diane Salinger.
Okay.
This is her second appearance on the podcast as well.
Really?
She played psychiatrist in Ghost World.
Oh, how interesting. Okay, so they have this baby. It's a monstrous baby. We don't get to see it, but there's something wrong with the mom's
Doctor runs screaming.
Yeah.
Everybody screams when they see this baby. The next scene is it in a cage.
At Christmas time, in a cage by the Christmas tree, and it grabs the family cat and apparently eats it.
Yes.
Which is made... I didn't know how much thinking went into this, but is it foresight? Like, is it foreshadowing?
I don't think so. I think they just needed a small animal.
Eat a cat, yeah.
And, a dog would probably be too big.
So it's like this thing, the thing that's locked in the basement. What was that short story?
Born of Man and Woman.
Born of Man and Woman. It's like that.
By Ray Bradbury?
Yeah. Oh, was that Bradbury?
I think it's Ray Bradbury.
Okay. So these parents are like, we gotta get rid of this kid, and they put it in a baby carriage and throw it off a bridge where it floats down this Gotham River.
Well, this is all dialogue free.
All dialogue free, but now credits start to roll.
It's great. And we get some Danny Elfman music. It's really good.
Really cutting loose compared to the first one where he had to prove himself. This one is a really bombastic score, if you can believe that. I mean, think how iconic the Batman theme is. In this one, it's like...
It's Richard Matheson, not Ray Bradbury.
Okay. I did wonder if it was Matheson for some reason.
Yeah.
So anyway, the score's going crazy. We get the credits. We get 2 credits for the comic. The first one is based on characters appearing in magazines published by DC Comics. I was like, oh, that's good. I'm really glad they didn't mention Bob Kane.
But they did.
Suddenly, 2 minutes of credits later, we get based on Batman characters created by Bob Kane. I was like, what? This guy. And then at the end, he's listed as a consultant in the end credits as well.
Oh, yeah, he was like on set and stuff.
Yeah.
I read a Cinefantastic article. Cinema Fantastic, it's such a great resource. I've said it over and over. Anyway, when this came out, there was an article, and it was like there was a lot of quotes from Bob Kane on it and photos of him on set, and I was like, jeez.
Whatever. Like he came up with any of these ideas. Penguin effects by Stan Winston.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, really interesting there. Okay.
He's worked with Tim Burton before on Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And, of course he's been on the podcast before.
Yeah.
Tank Girl, specifically, he did the Rippers for that.
Right. Oh, right. Okay, Doug Jones.
Kangaroo Monsters. Yes, and Doug Jones is back too.
Yeah.
Doug Jones is now on 5. He plays Thin Clown.
That's right. He's got, Tank Girl, Mystery Man, Hellboy, Fantastic Four, Monkey Bone, Batman Returns.
Yep. He's
got another possible one coming up, if we get to it.
Holy moly. Yeah, he's far and away the leader.
Yeah.
Since I found an interview with him, a very, very short one, where he said he had a lot of fun working on this.
Okay.
He was just a kid, really.
Yeah. It's his 3rd or 4th credit.
Yeah.
Out of 177 on IMDb.
He was touched that Danny DeVito would talk to him.
Wow.
How you doing, kid? He'd say to him. Danny DeVito is about half Doug Jones's height. And they had makeup chairs next to one another, apparently.
Yeah, wow.
Put the tallest guy and the shortest guy next to one another.
Huh.
Oh, and actually some little people worked on this movie.
Right.
In the penguin
In the penguin
costumes.
suits, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think then the baby carriage comes to a stop basically in what used to be the Gotham Zoo. It's now abandoned.
Yeah.
Gotham has a lot of like abandoned theme parks and zoos and stuff.
Oh,
The city's not doing well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's in Arctic world, basically.
Yes.
And these penguins appear, so he's raised by penguins. Now...
For a time... that was what I was thinking. I was thinking as this started, I'm like, so he's going to be raised by penguins the whole time? How is he going to learn to speak? No, it seems like the penguins rescue him at this point. I'm not sure if it's Arctic World or not.
Okay.
But penguins rescue him at this point. Maybe he floated all the way to Antarctica. But he ends up being raised by the Red Triangle Gang.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure about how this was working.
When Bruce Wayne starts researching the Penguin later, we get to see some headlines about the Red Triangle Circus where it says one of their attractions is the aquatic half fish boy.
Oh, okay, it makes much more sense now. All right. Okay, cut to the 33 years later.
Yeah.
So that means Danny DeVito's playing a 33-year-old in this movie. That's all right. He's a mutant.
It's great. He's barely human.
Yes.
He's so great.
Yes. We cut to the Gotham City streets, and we're getting newspaper vendors announcing Penguin Man sightings.
Yeah, we're
in
just
the
jumping
sewers.
straight into it.
Okay, first thing I want to say at this point is, I think this is maybe visually the most beautiful Batman movie of all of them, including all the Nolan ones. I think in terms of just the mise-en-scène, it is gorgeous. However, we have a different cinematographer and different production designer this time, and you can tell right away.
100%.
It looks like Dick Tracy. The sets are very contained. Also, they had 93 acres in Pinewood. The Gotham set was 93 acres. This is on the Warner Brothers lot.
That's right.
And it's cramped.
It's obvious.
It's the public square where they're having these giant events. It's supposed to be like Rockefeller Plaza.
Yeah.
Has like 50 people hanging around, and all the scenes. I was watching this with my son last night, and he said this reminds me of Fist of Fury, because if you've ever watched Fist of Fury, they have one alleyway, and they shoot it from different angles, and they're like, this is supposed to be a different street. And it's like that in this movie. There's all these supposed different streets and alleys, but they're all very small. It's smaller than Mystery Men. It's really tiny, and you can really see the matte paintings whenever you want to see the high rises. It's much like Dick Tracy. You can see the matte painting right there.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And it was frustrating.
Actually. I think this is a beautiful, stylish movie.
Yeah.
You can really see that he's just let his imagination go wild. If you cast your mind back to when we did Batman '89, like way back at episode 30 something, you and I had a pretty spirited discussion about just how crazy the world Tim Burton's Gotham was in '89.
Yeah.
We couldn't agree if it was grounded or if it was a dream world.
Right.
And in comparison to this
is a dream world.
This is a dream world.
This is watching this the whole time, especially because they're on the Warner Brothers a lot or set. There's not even any outdoors or daytime. No. I don't think there's a single daytime shot in the whole movie.
There's no daytime shots.
Like in the first movie, you get that scene where he goes to the alley to lay the flowers at his parents' grave or stuff. You know, there's nothing like that here.
In Kim Basinger's apartment are in daytime.
Yes.
We get shots of Wayne Manor in daytime.
Yes.
Well, Wayne Manor is a location in Batman '89. It's like an English stately home. Here, Wayne Manor is just a soundstage.
100%, as soon as it started, again, I haven't seen it in 30 years, I was like, whoa, this is more like Edward Scissorhands than it is like Batman '89.
That's it.
You are in this world that he has constructed around you.
100%.
And now, I will say, that allows for a man to be raised by penguins, or for a woman to come back from the dead by cats. In the world that he's built, even more so than in Batman '89 when crazy things happened, it was like, well, this is an exaggerated world of some sort,
but still ultimately grounded.
Yeah.
This one, no,
it's not.
We're literally in a crazy shard of a dream
Yes.
of Tim Burton's mind. And this is deliberate. Tim Burton didn't want to do the sequel.
That's right.
He doesn't really like Batman 89. He thinks he
doesn't like comics.
Right.
Apparently.
No, that's correct.
Yeah.
He thinks it's a bit boring. Yeah, we had that Kevin Smith quote last time. He thinks the film's a bit dull, that it went a bit long.
Yeah.
And it seems, something that we didn't discuss last time is that it apparently was incredibly stressful making Batman 89.
Okay.
Like, enormously stressful. Because of all the money, it was his first really big film, all the pressures, all the input, all the money, all of that. He only agreed to come back and do Batman Returns pretty much if he could have total creative control.
Right. Well, you can see it. It's on screen, that creative control.
Yeah. I've got a quote. And he brought in his own people.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's why Sam Winston's on it. That's why Bo Welch is the set designer instead of, what's his name?
Who did the
guy that won? Who designed the Gotham of '89? Who won an Academy Award for it? Unfortunately, very unfortunately, he committed suicide just before this film started shooting.
Right.
But I think the decision had already been made to bring on Tim Burton's person anyway, so it wasn't a contributing factor. I read an article in Cinefantastic magazine from August 1992, the one where Bob Kane is quoted a lot. But there's also quotes from Burton collaborator Denise Denovi.
Okay.
She says, one of our main goals to correct in Batman Returns was to make it more of a Tim Burton movie.
Interesting.
If you look at the first film and compare it to his other movies, you'll see that only about 50% of Batman 89 was Tim. We've had much more creative control this time, so I'm sure it'll be a lot closer to 100%. I think, based on what's on screen, I think that's perfectly accurate.
So cut up to this high rise of Max Schreck Industries, or whatever it's called.
Max Schreck? Remember you know how, like, if you want to glaze your movie, you say you're drawing on German Expressionism?
Yeah. This
film really wants you to know that it's drawing on German Expressionism because they've named one of the characters after the guy that played Nosferatu.
Yeah. Played by Christopher Walken with amazing hair.
So great. To me, he looks like Rotwang from Metropolis.
Yeah.
But apparently he's based on Vincent Price in a film, an unspecified film. I can't find out what role it was, but apparently his outfit and his hair was based on an old Vincent Price film.
Okay.
And Tim Burton apparently showed Christopher Walken this photo and said, "Here, this is what I want Max Schreck to be like." Yeah.
Okay. And his secretary, Selena Kyle, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, who is unattractive because she wears glasses. Important to remember.
Yeah, but her hair's not quite done perfectly. Yeah. She's got it in an unattractive ponytail.
Gross.
Ew.
Gross glasses. Okay.
And a ponytail.
She's kind of a bumbling assistant to Max Schreck. He's got this meeting with the mayor. The mayor's not quite doing what he wants. He's trying to build this power plant.
This is Schreck is trying to build.
Shrek's trying to build a power plant, and the mayor's not.
He says we have a power surplus. About the only thing that's in surplus in Gotham City, aside from crime, is power. Apparently, they're set for the next 100 years, basically. Yeah. But it turns out Schreck has ulterior motives. I'm not going to call him Schreck because it sounds like I'm talking about the ogre. I'm going to call him Christopher Walken. Oh, we should ring in the bell for him too. Yes, for the Emperor of Dune.
Yeah. Okay.
It turns out he wants to build it's apparently just a big battery. Yeah. And he's going to steal power. Why would you want to steal power? Doesn't matter. Yeah. He's just evil. It absolutely doesn't matter. The power plant itself is like a Tim Burton-esque thing. It's got like candy cane chimneys.
Yeah, and his business has a kind of cat theme. It's like a Felix the Cat type design, or a Cheshire Cat.
It's called Shrek's. He owns department stores apparently. That's his where most of his money comes from, I think.
Right.
It's called Shrek's. So that's where everybody has to shop. Yeah. And what's that? Are we just putting cats in? Like, there's a cat at the store. Penguin eats a cat.
Yeah, and he says to her, when she bumbles during the meeting, he says, sorry, she hasn't been house trained.
That's good.
It's a bit non-stop, the cat stuff in this movie, to the point that...
Housebroken, he actually says.
She hasn't been housebroken.
Yeah. that power plant model, it is non-stop.
It's non-stop to the point that, I mean, we talk about Ice to Meet You and all the ice puns in Batman and Robin all the time. People are like, this movie sucks. There's so many ice puns and snow puns.
Yeah.
And I'm like, watching this movie last night, I was like, Schumacher just watched this movie and copied the template. And
it's not that bad.
And Waters was just looking at Batman 66 and copying the template. He was like, oh, this is how this works. It's just non-stop cat puns.
There's a few cat puns, definitely. It's also really horny.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about the horniness. We haven't gotten to the horniness yet, but it's... I think this movie is PG-13, and I believe there were going to be Happy Meals and McDonald's canceled.
That's right. That's what happened. Well, maybe. Burton mentions it himself, that he was under pressure.
Right.
Like, McDonald's was asking questions like, what's with that black saliva?
Yeah. Yeah.
See if I can find the quote. Okay. This is from one of those oral histories that I'm so enamored of reading. There was one for this film, which I was very pleased about. This is Tim Burton. At the time with the first Batman, you'd never heard the word franchise. On the second one, you started to hear that word. On the second one, we started to get comments from McDonald's. Like, what's all that black stuff coming out of the penguin's mouth? Mm. So people was just starting to think of these films in terms of marketing. That's the New World Order.
Mm. Yeah.
Incidentally, the power plant model, the one with the candy cane chimneys, that was originally not in the set design or in the script.
Oh.
Christopher Walken apparently just thought it would be a good idea. He said... He was talking about the professionalism of people on the shoot. He said, I remember in my office, I had a scene with Michael Keaton and there was a reference to the power plant I was building. I only wrote this quote down so I could do my Christopher Walken. I said in rehearsal one day, it would be interesting to have some sort of blueprint or mock-up of what this power plant would look like. Within an hour, there was a model of this power plant next to my desk. That's it.
Amazing.
So he was very happy with the hard work
Right.
of the prop people.
Right. Okay, well, so they're having the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Why would they have it twice? I guess because the first one got sabotaged.
Yeah.
And Max is down there with the mayor. I should mention...
This is the first. This is the first one, isn't it?
Yeah.
The second one is because of what happens.
Because what happens here.
Yeah.
But by the way, this town recovers. Whatever happens, next minute they're just like back to business as usual.
Yeah. Well, it's a plot point because the Penguin challenges the mayor to relight the Christmas tree.
Oh, right.
As part of his Ozark's campaign for mayor.
I did want to mention that Max Schreck has a son. Who you could almost cut out of the movie. He's almost completely
It's so weird, and he
irrelevant.
seems to be doing a kind of Christopher Walken impression.
Yeah.
Too.
This actor, Andrew Bryniarski?
Yes.
Okay, I want to mention him.
Yeah, I'm glad. I thought about mentioning him.
He was in an episode of Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
He was in an episode of Nightman, which was based on a Marvel Malibu comic. He played Lobo in the fan film Lobo Paramilitary Christmas Special.
I didn't know that.
He was also, it's 13 minutes. Might do it on the other podcast at some stage. He played Zangief in Street Fighter 2's Advance.
Yes.
And he was also in 2 Texas Chainsaws as Leatherface.
That's right. Yeah. I wondered if he was worth a mention. But he didn't have any Star Trek credits, so I decided not to. I think a wrestler and professional bodybuilder.
Okay.
That's why he's so huge.
Yeah, right. He's a big guy. And he makes a good Leatherface because of his stature. Sure, that must be it. But you look at his IMDb now. He looks like a horror movie actor. Like he doesn't look like this. He's a real lantern jawed kind of guy in this.
Quite clean cut.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Aside from being enormous, I mean, he's also wearing a big coat. So I was thinking, is this coat bulking him up? No, it was just him.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so while the ceremony's happening, suddenly there is an attack by these clowns that jump out of the sewer. And
a giant present actually is wheeled up.
Yes, giant present. It's very Batman comics from the 50s kind of thing.
Yeah, it is actually.
Giant present appear on the streets. But also, this all seems very Joker themed to me.
Yes, that occurred to me as well. The Penguin's henchmen are clowns?
That's weird. Although, at the end, they go all in on the Penguins. Like, really.
Boy, they sure do.
Boy, did they ever go all in on the Penguins. Okay, here comes the moment which I mentioned at the end of last week.
Oh, yeah?
Which is my favorite 5 seconds in any Batman movie ever made.
Oh, okay, I guessed wrong. Okay, go on.
Okay, it is Bruce Wayne sitting at home in a chair doing nothing with his chin on his fist, just looking down, thinking about life, the universe, everything, his parents, brooding.
Yeah.
Just brooding.
Yes.
Not talking to anyone, not watching TV, not listening to the radio, not researching anything on his back computer. He's just sitting there in the dark, thinking.
Yeah.
And then the bat signal comes on, and it's reflected into the room, and he rises up.
He's got it set up so the signal goes, like, with mirrors.
Yeah.
So it's somehow, you know,
Commissioner Gordon
shines it on the clouds.
Yeah.
It somehow just goes into his house.
Yeah.
I remember I wrote down, like, hang on, wouldn't this be a bit of a clue that if you're pointing the bat signals at Wayne Manor?
Oh, yeah.
No, there's some sort of...
But he's very bad at protecting his identity, I must say, in both of these movies. He does a terrible job.
Yeah.
But I just love that moment of him sitting there thinking, even the Nolan movies, Twilight does not have anything... They're trying to go deep on Bruce Wayne, but none of them have that moment.
You're right.
In them.
You're right.
Of course,
it's really good because he doesn't really have any purpose in life except being Batman.
By the way, this is 13 minutes of the movie, and after the scene, he goes away for another 20 minutes.
Amazing.
36 minutes later, Batman shows up.
I know, it's crazy.
He's top billed in this, but he's actually got third in terms of minutes of screen time. Penguin's
it feels like he's hardly in it.
Yeah.
The focus of this movie is our three villains.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is deliberate, I think. Which we'll talk about. I think,
But it makes me wonder if two villains would have been better or one villain.
I like it because we might as well... Well, let's talk about the... Let's get the plot out.
This is not a Batman movie, right? Sort of?
Is it or isn't it? We'll ask this at the end.
Okay, we'll ask
when we get to adaptation, obviously, we'll ask it. All right,
so
let's get the plot out there.
He comes into town, he murders a bunch of these clowns.
Yeah, he sure does. He sets one on fire with the Batmobile.
Yeah, much as he did in the first movie when he was throwing them off of the clock tower, the church tower, the bell tower. The Batmobile is a little bit too tricked out in this movie as well. In every scene, it's doing all sorts of freaky stuff. There's one, I think it's in this scene where it's got this kind of pylon that it rises up on.
It's like a car lift. It's a car lift that he carries around with him, so he doesn't have to do a 3-point turn.
Yeah, he can just completely rotate. How often do you need to use this, Bruce?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a bit ridiculous. Okay, he happens to stumble across Selina Kyle as she's being attacked.
Yeah.
And he rescues her.
Yeah.
At this moment, she's bumbling around. She had gone home and kind of stumbled to her car. And we get some information about her sad sack life because she talks to herself about how she's got no boyfriend or how her boyfriend sucks. In fact, she was supposed to go on vacation with some guy that leaves a brutal message on her answering machine about how her therapist said he needs to focus on himself or something.
Yep.
He says, like, you know that vacation we're supposed to go on? You can forget it. Like, he's really, like, brutal about it.
It's pretty dismissive. And she gets, like, a sleazy infomercial from... It turns out from the Shrek department store chain.
That's right, for perfume.
About how it'll help her seduce her boss.
That's the second time.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a repeat of the sequence. It's actually really well structured, I think, her coming in. And, I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer, we're going to talk about Catwoman later, but she's actually incredible in this movie, I think.
She's great.
I think...
Everyone's great.
Both as Catwoman and as Selina, just unbelievable, worth the ticket price, just for her in this role. Mm-hmm. So Penguin, here we go. Danny DeVito abducts Max Schreck, takes him down into the sewer.
That was the point of this attack.
Yeah,
he wants Max Schreck. He wants Max Schreck to be his patron on the surface. It seems. Because he wants to find his parents.
That's what he says. Yeah, he wants to find his parents. He wants to have a normal life, and he wants Max Schreck to orchestrate it. And he's going to force him to do this by blackmailing him, by all the shit he's found in the sewers, all the garbage. He's found all the shredded documents, which he's taped together with a little patience and a lot of time, or something is the line. He's found toxic sludge, which has been dumped.
From his textile factory.
Yeah.
And even his murdered business partner.
Yeah.
He's got his hand. He says, you flush it, I flaunt it.
Yes.
I just love Danny DeVito in this so much.
He's really good. He's very gross.
Oh, yeah.
He's really disgusting.
It's so good.
Well, I don't think... Maybe it's not him. He's got the nose from the comics.
Yep.
He's got flipper hands, which is not a thing from the comics.
No.
They've really gone for the... He's got this big padded suit.
He's just like a dumpy little man in the comics.
Yeah.
Funny, kind of like physique. But here, he's a mutant, essentially.
Yes.
Webbed hands.
Yeah.
Black drool.
Yeah.
Pointed teeth.
Yeah.
An incredible kind of like sloped head and a ring of hair that comes down over his shoulders. And he's essentially spherical. He's wearing like a pretty heavy-duty kind of rig designed by Stan Winston to make him into this unsettling rotund shape.
Yeah.
Nothing cute about him.
Yeah.
He's horrifying.
He's really kind of the opposite of Catwoman. Yeah. Despite the fact that the whole movie is completely black in every way. Yeah. Black or dark gray. He's kind of an anti-Catwoman.
Yes, that's right.
I will say an interesting thing about him is, in a way that he's different from the comic, is right from that first appearance in the comic, that guy is quoting Shakespeare and Keats one panel after the other. He's very pompous.
Yes.
This guy is not. This is a guy that lives in the sewers. When he tries to act pompous in this movie, it's a put-on. When he wears a top hat, it's all in act.
Yes.
Really. He's actually this gross sewer creature.
Yep. He's just filled with base instincts.
But I do think
desires.
It's fascinating that his rich parents, who would have been around probably socializing with the Wayne family 33 years ago, dumped this guy in the sewers, and Max Schreck is the one that causes the formation of Catwoman. You know, they're both formed by these rich capitalists.
Yes.
At Christmas time, by the way.
It's deliberate. And
Schreck is throwing presents out at people. And isn't there a line where he reveals, like, after this lighting ceremony, that he got these presents cheap? Wasn't there something about that?
Something like that. They're like just empty, or they're just plastic crap or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some kind of messaging going on here.
100%. This is deliberate, I think. Our villains are mirrors of Bruce Wayne, of Batman.
Yes.
It's like what Paul Young's saying about Daredevil's Rogue Gallery in Frank Miller's run. These characters exist as dark mirrors of... I think that's why Batman gets so little screen time.
Yeah.
Because these externalizations of himself that he has to deal with.
Yeah.
It's threefold. You know, you've got, Max Schreck is a capitalist who, in the course of doing business, causes cruelty and suffering to people. He's very definitely evil.
Yeah.
Daniel Waters designed him, he invented the character and specifically put him in so that we, the audience, would know that not all bad people wear costumes.
Right.
But also, there's, I think, a subtext that maybe uber capitalists cause misery just by existing.
Yeah.
Is Bruce causing misery just by existing? Is this something Bruce has to engage with when he's dealing with Schreck? Then you've got the other end. This is even almost like a Freudian trio. Because, Schreck could arguably be the superego. Then the id would very definitely be the Penguin.
Yeah.
A creature of traumatized by losing his parents. He was abandoned. Not his parents weren't killed. He was abandoned.
Well, it's interesting that Max Allan Collins called him anal retentive.
It's fun. That's like a Freudian excuse for the Penguin's villainy is something that's present in this movie, just like it was present in that comic.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's very much kind of like what Batman's about.
I think where the trying to go id, ego, superego doesn't quite work is both of the Penguin and Catwoman. We were talking about the horniness of the movie.
Yes.
Her sexuality is unlocked when she comes back as Catwoman.
She's very much about self-actualization.
Exactly. Whereas he's just like this...
About lust.
Horny groper. He uses the word groper. He wants to grope people. He wants to be mayor so he can grope people.
That's how Max Schreck gets him to agree to run for mayor.
Exactly. He's like, you'll get all the girls.
Christopher Walken literally says, unlimited poontang.
Poontang! That was a word... Until I turned the subtitles on, in 2025, I never knew that was the word he used in that scene.
Yeah.
Unlimited poontang. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, where were we? So he's blackmailing basically Max Schreck into socializing him, re-socializing him. By the way, do you want to talk about some of the clown gang, some of the actors here? We've got Vincent Schiavelli, or Schiavelli is like the main...
He's the organ grinder.
He's the most recognizable character
leader.
Actor.
Yeah. He was in an episode of TNG.
Yes.
The Arsenal of Freedom.
Arsenal of Freedom, okay.
But his character does not have a name, I don't think.
Okay.
But he was the salesman for the weapon world.
Right.
I think that's a first season episode. It's not a very good one.
Fascinating.
He was also in Johnny Dangerously with Michael Keaton. I just wanted to mention that.
Okay.
Was he the one that was supposed to be in The Crow in that scene that was cut with the skull creature? Do we know?
That was the Hills Have Eyes guy.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. And Anna Katarina, who is the poodle lady.
Yes.
Was also in TNG.
Haven. She was in Haven.
And she was in the 2009 Star Trek movie.
Oh, I missed that
She
one.
was in some Vulcan counselor or something.
I don't include that.
Right. Okay, she'll get her ring anyway.
Good for her. Well, she was in Haven,
Yeah.
Fascinating.
We talked about Doug Jones already.
Oh, and Terrifying Clown 1, I couldn't point him out of a lineup, but I read his IMDb page.
Okay.
A guy called Branscombe Richmond. He was a Klingon gunner in Star Trek 3.
Fascinating.
Whoa, okay. Oh, I missed some Vincent Schiavelli ones, some important ones. An episode of Tales from the Crypt, an episode of Batman the Animated Series, an episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. His Roll Comics credits. Also, I want to mention that he was a voice in the video game Emperor Battle for Dune.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, ring it for that.
Gotta give him a ring for that.
Christmas bells.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're really drilling down into the nitty gritty of, because we're not really talking about the plot, because this film doesn't really have a plot. Or it barely has a plot.
Yes.
It's very much just characters stumbling around a Tim Burton.
Yes. Okay. Well, we're going to get to this when we get to the Catwoman bit. But basically, Selina's back home. This is after the attack. I mean, everybody just goes back to normal after the attacks. It's very strange. As you said, they're just in this Tim Burton world.
Yep.
Massive attack happens in Gotham, no problem. There's no trauma or anything. She just goes home. It's again to the answering machine or whatever. But she remembers that she was supposed to go back to the office for something. And she goes
the Wayne
back.
file. Yep.
The Wayne file, because Max Schreck has a meeting with Bruce Wayne in the morning. But while she was there, Max Schreck comes in and she reveals that she was looking for the Wayne file, and that she also went into the sealed files.
Yep.
And then she reveals all the stuff she found in the sealed files about how the power plant's not going to provide power; it's going to steal power.
Yes.
At some point, in a sense, she's very stupid, but for revealing all this to Max Schreck. But on the other hand, she is this bumbling of a character. I guess it's okay. And Max Schreck says, "You know what they say? Curiosity killed the cat." And she says, "I'm not a cat." This is the pun I think that worked best in the movie, because in the next scene, from this moment onward, she is a cat. It might be the last thing she says, "I'm not a cat," before he pushes her out the window. We get a great special effect of her falling down through the awnings.
Yes, it looks good.
Of every floor, and then she hits the ground, and then all these cats show up and seemingly bring her back to life.
Yes, seemingly.
Yes, a lot of seemingly. She keeps talking about 9 lives in this movie, as if cats actually have 9 lives.
Yes.
It's a strange choice from a...
Well, it's just, here it's a deliberate, just
because it
maybe
doesn't
magic,
have to
maybe mundane.
Right. But the thing is, yes.
But
it's hard to believe that she could survive the fall, but let's say she did.
Well, she fell through a lot of awnings.
That's right.
And then she landed on snow.
At one point, Batman pushes her off and she falls in a kitty litter, but later on, she
falls in like sand or something.
She says, "Saved by kitty litter."
Yeah.
And she laughs. Great. She has a great laugh.
Yeah.
But then she, later on, says to Batman, "You killed me." So...
She might believe
And then she's shot by Max Schreck 3 times, and she's counting down, like 6, 5, 4. But maybe she's just surviving.
Yeah, exactly. Those could be limb shots or misses.
Right.
She certainly seems to believe that she has 9 lives, but then she's a crazy person.
That's right.
She's cracked.
Yeah.
Essentially.
She has cracked she's brought back to life by these cats. Again, if this had been in Batman 89, I would have been like,
what is
no
this?
way.
But here
Batman
it's okay.
92 somehow?
Both Tim Burton and Waters have said that she does not have 9 lives. There isn't magic going on.
Right.
On director's commentary, Tim Burton just said, not supernatural.
Right.
And in that oral history that I mentioned, Daniel Waters said, "To me, the whole 9 lives thing is just a piece of dialogue and vague artistic license. It was never something I considered literally. Spoilers here, in my script and even in the movie, Selina Kyle dies at the end. She's considered dead. She's completely dead after the electric kiss with Walken."
Oh.
So yeah, in the original script, she was supposed to
she doesn't get the cameo.
And in the film as shot as well.
Right.
Test audiences liked Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman so much that they they did all that final scene where it's her head looking up at the bat signal.
Yeah.
That's in post.
Yeah.
And it's not Michelle Pfeiffer.
Right.
It's just a stand-in.
I heard that they were gonna bring her back for 3. I was a little bit surprised that we didn't get, or not surprised, disappointed that we didn't get a scene with Billy D. Williams in this movie.
He was supposed to be in it.
Right.
In Sam Hamm's original draft. He was going to be in it.
Okay.
Yeah, but it came down pretty early from the higher-ups that they considered the Penguin the most marketable of the Superman
the most toyetic.
villains. Yeah, well, that's it.
Yeah.
Of the villains after Joker. Okay. Joker was the most recognisable. They reckon the second most recognisable, maybe because of Burgess Meredith, was the Penguin.
Right, okay.
So Two-Face was out, and the Penguin was in.
Okay, so she survives this fall. She comes back to her apartment. She's kind of adult. She's repeating the lines from the first time she came in, but they're all like kind of messed up or broken. She pours milk for a cat, so it spills it all over the floor.
She chugs it.
She turns on the answering machine again. There's this message from this recorded message from the Shrek department store to impress your boss with this perfume. And this really...
He'll invite you back into his office after hours for a special meeting.
Yeah.
And, of course, she goes apeshit when she hears that because she's just had such a meeting.
Yes. Yes.
And he tried to kill her.
Yes. Now, great sequence here where she pulls out like a leather jacket and she smashes her apartment. I love how she has this dollhouse. There's a strange shot where you see a bedroom and then you see this kind of black something going over it and then you realize it takes a split second. It's a dollhouse, and she's spray painting. She's defacing her whole apartment, and then she smashes the house. She's destroying these like symbols of domesticity and things.
Yes, that's exactly what's happening. I think Waters conceived this as a kind of feminist rebellion,
right,
against the strictures that she'd been trying to do. Like we have calls from her mum about her getting a boyfriend or moving back home. She's working in this traditionally feminine job of secretary where she's expected to pour coffee.
And she uses these sewing tools, these needles, as a weapon.
I love
Turns
that.
into...
They're like bodkins, right?
Yeah.
Or like thimbles.
Yeah.
With like... so they look really kind of like jagged and weird because she's like literally stuck thimbles on the ends of her fingers with the little... the things that are used. Are they called bodkins? It's not important. But... yeah, that's what she uses to slash people,
transformation of this image of sewing, cooking, cleaning, child rearing.
Yes.
It's one of those things. She turns it into a weapon and embeds it in Batman later in the movie.
Yes.
It's really great.
Yeah. He pulls it out.
Yeah. Yeah. She's got this neon sign in her bedroom that says hello there.
Yep.
And when she walks in, she smashes it and we don't see what she's done. And as Selena, it's a really great kind of cheesy neon decoration in her room. And when it pans away when she's got her suit on and it now reads Hell Here, it really works like... there's something really magic about it.
It's cool. It's inspired. It's an inspired piece of set design.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, now we get the mayor making a speech in town about crime or something, and his wife's baby, or their baby, is kidnapped by a clown that shows up, who jumps into the sewer.
And then says, "Oh no, you're that horrible penguin."
That's right, and it's all this big put on, and the penguin rides around in this fairground, like I guess it's the zoo, giant rubber duck.
Giant rubber duck, it's so... weird.
Very weird. And not only is it...
unsettling. It's very Tim Burton-esque.
Yeah, because it also has wheels that pop out. I don't know if he's modified it. He must have, because surely the zoo didn't need it to have wheels for going around on land.
He can just make that happen with his mind. Yeah. Because we're in Burton... it's like how the Joker could get all those gadgets. Like the buzzer and the flower that shot acid. Yeah. He can just will them into existence.
Yes.
Yes. He can do this too. And it's much more believable in this because this is a much more nightmarish fantasy land.
Yeah. So this
is set up by Max Schreck.
Yes, it's all set up so he can save the baby and become a hero and reveal that he's been living in the sewers and he wants to find his real parents. Yep. Now, 36 minutes into the movie, we get our second scene with Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
He's watching TV and he sees Penguin and he seems to feel some empathy for him because of his missing parents. Now, here's a question. At the start of the movie, when Alfred, the butler, is walking through the street and he hears the reports about the Penguin Man, he thinks they're ridiculous and this is cheap news, rag newspaper news.
Yep.
At this point, Bruce Wayne is like, this guy lost his parents and seems to feel something for him. Alfred is like, why are you worried about this guy? Later in the movie, a couple of scenes from now, Bruce seems all suspicious and is researching this guy, and Alfred's like, hey, what's wrong with this guy? He's a nice guy that's looking for his parents.
It's a bit weird.
We've only had 3 scenes with these characters, and they flip-flopped.
Yeah, it's odd. We just get a throwaway line where he says, I hope he finds them, his parents.
That's right.
But then he very quickly starts to mistrust him. There's some kind of subtext going on here with the Penguin, Batman almost being, like Bruce Wayne almost being jealous that the Penguin can be freakish in plain sight.
Right.
Whereas he has to hide his...
There's a lot of talk about freaks in this movie.
We even get the... Yeah. It seems like the way... What part of what Bruce Wayne is grappling with in his confrontation with the Penguin is that his need to hide his nature.
Yeah.
And to isolate himself. To sit in the dark. And wait. To be isolated from everybody.
Yeah.
It's almost like he doesn't trust the Penguin because the Penguin is so out there with his freakishness. He should be hiding it like a decent repressed boy. We even get a line at the end of the film where the Penguin says as much. You're just jealous.
Yeah.
Because I'm a regular freak and you have to put on a mask or something like that. And Bruce Wayne then says, Batman says, you may be right.
Yes. Yes. So Batman actually... Penguin goes to the records office and starts going through every birth certificate of Gotham. He has an ulterior motive, which you'll learn about.
Yes.
But this is when Batman comes by in the Batmobile and looks at him in the window, like, suspiciously, like, this guy's writing down the name of every kid.
Then I think Batman says, I think he knows who his parents are.
Right.
So
how would he know?
I think he always knew.
But how? How did he figure it out?
He hasn't always lived in the sewers.
Oh, God.
He has been socialized to a degree, living with the carnies or what have you.
Well, this is what we get in the next scene, which was confusing me, which I'm glad explained it to me. Jordan, we've got it. Here we are. So he's going through microfiche of circus news. And also, earlier in the movie, Commissioner Gordon did say something about some circus gang being back. So this gang has been... Is it this gang that's been terrorizing?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Right, so he's figured out that there's some circus connection. Now, Penguin goes to the cemetery. He's followed by all these young people who are like at the gates. Interesting choice of extras. It's very... Tim Burton does this sometimes, where the extras just seem like they belong in a different world.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a very performative kind of moment.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
he's got a script. He's sort of, because this is about him re-entering society, and I think it's implied that Max has scripted all this for him because the Penguin doesn't really talk like this.
Right.
He's given all this bombastic dialogue, a little bit like the way the Penguin talks in the comics.
Yeah.
But it's clearly artificial.
Yeah.
Because when he's alone, he doesn't wear clothes. He sort of just wears an undershirt and eats fish and grunts.
That's right. Yeah.
So he's been given this. He has these again some more funny lines. I was their number 1, but they treated me like number 2.
Didn't catch that until last night. First time. Didn't realize it was a shit joke. Okay. Cut to a woman being attacked in an alley. She's going to be robbed. And you think Batman's going to show up to rescue this lady, but no, it's Catwoman.
Dark Mirror of Batman.
Yep. Yes. She says, call me Catwoman in this scene.
Oh, God, Michelle Pfeiffer is so great.
She's real. She scratches this guy's face up, and this woman's like, thank you for saving me. It's, again, like that Punisher scene.
Yep.
She's like, you make it so easy. Why don't you protect yourself? Why do I have to rescue? Why do you have to wait for Batman to show up to rescue you?
Yep, she doesn't like Batman for some reason. Because he's the patriarchy.
I have this question, and this is part of my problem with having 3 villains in this movie.
What's her problem with Batman?
She suddenly... I think the clowns show up again, or this is a little bit later. The clowns show up, and start attacking the city, and she shows up. She's this is much later. She blows up this department store.
Yep.
And then she decides to attack Batman. Why? Batman wasn't even going after her or anything. She suddenly attacks Batman. And then the scene after that, she goes to Penguin and says, we need to team up to be Batman. Yeah. What is her motivation? It seems like the movie is trying to say she has become a villain. Yeah. Therefore, she wants to fight Batman. But it's never said out loud. There's no... I feel like if we took out one of these villains, maybe we could have a reason for Catwoman to want to fight this guy. In fact, she's not even a burglar in this movie. He's not pursued her for 1 second.
Goes out and causes trouble, yeah.
She's never met him, and then she immediately is like, I'm going to beat this guy up.
You're right.
I like your take that it's smash the patriarchy. That makes sense. But I wish somebody had said something that made me, that's why she doesn't like this guy or something.
Yeah.
Okay, next day, Max Schreck meets Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is like, I don't like your power plant idea. And then Selena Kyle, who Max Schreck thought was dead, comes in. And she's all kind of like weird. She's like she's like a manic pixie girl. A little bit. And Michael Keaton has this great, hilarious smile on his half smile, like, what's up with this chick?
But also, he's into her.
Yes, and he saw her the night before, and he's like, hey, we met. I was like, okay, you're dumb. You're a dumb detective.
No, he met her as
Batman, yes. He shouldn't have said that out loud, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah,
he's not good at protecting his identity.
No, you're right. Oh, what a dumbass.
He's an idiot.
Well, anyway, he's crushing on her pretty hard. He just finds her mesmerizing.
Yeah.
Because of her change? Because she's now unbound? Or is it just that she's Michelle Pfeiffer?
I think he's into manic pixie girl. There's something kooky about her.
Yes.
She's so kooky that he's like, what?
He met her
I want to know more about this chick.
He saved her, and she was just nobody then.
Yeah.
But now she's crackling with this kind of like tension, this sexual energy.
Yeah.
This
really great two-shot by Burton where Max Schreck is like in disbelief that the woman he murdered
has come back. Selena.
And Michael Keaton is just like got this weird schoolboy grin on his face, like, who is this?
Reminded me of the first appearance of Catwoman where Batman just instantly crushes on her.
100%. Totally agree. So he tries to make a date with her, but she kind of brushes him off.
Yeah, hell yeah. She don't need no man.
That's right. Okay, now we go to the Penguin's lair. I have a lot of questions about this. Max Schreck comes up into the Penguin's lair, and I thought this was a sewer. It's not.
No. This is the Arctic house.
He's like, come downstairs, Oswald. I have a surprise for you. And he takes Mac down the steps, and they are in a mayoral campaign headquarters, brightly lit mayoral campaign headquarters. Where is this lair that Penguin is in?
It's not his lair. This is just where he's living in the surface world. His lair is Arctic. I think this is fine because I like the dichotomy here.
Yes, but how does he not know that there's a mayoral campaign headquarters downstairs from where he has to... He has to come up these stairs.
It's a surprise. Max has just set it up while he's been upstairs hanging out with his clown gang.
Okay.
I like it because this is a literal representation of what's happening to Oswald Cobblepot and the Penguin. Yeah. Oswald Cobblepot basically is a Max Schreck invention.
Yes.
Max Schreck here is moving into manipulation from benign manipulation in what we've seen up to now to malicious.
Yes, because he needs a mayor. He needs his own mayor in the pot,
so that he can build his thing. And the city is fascinated with the Penguin. We've seen that because they follow him everywhere.
Right.
And they're very invested in his story of Fishman discovers family, finds out he's human. He's planning to capitalize on that. And as you pointed out earlier, the Penguin doesn't care. He just wants to eat fish.
Yeah, Max lures him downstairs. He unwraps a raw fish, which lures the Penguin to come downstairs. And then DeVito starts gnawing into this.
Now he doesn't have to live in a horrible, empty zoo.
Yeah.
Or in the sewers. He's very happy to just hang out with his clown buddies on the second floor of a building in kind of grimy... But yes, and he's not enthused about it. And it's not until Christopher Walken appeals to his base nature by telling him that he'll get unlimited boontang that he becomes enthusiastic about it.
Yes, and the fish eating, I think, is the grossest thing in this movie.
The drool's pretty gross. Yeah, but fish eating's pretty gross too.
Yes. The black drool, that I don't know why his drool... I'm on McDonald's side. Why is his drool black?
Because it's freaking awesome.
Because he's a mutant, I guess?
Apparently, DeVito himself came up with it. This is from that oral history. It was called Batman Returns at 25. Stars reveal script cuts, freezing sets, and aggressive penguins. June 19th, 2017, in The Hollywood Reporter. In that, Danny DeVito said, "The black saliva was a concoction," I can't do it, DeVito, that I came up with after working with the makeup and the special effects people. Basically, it was kind of like a mild mouthwash with food colouring in it. We just had it in a jar with a nozzle on it. Before every scene, I'd squirt it into my mouth. Luckily, the taste wasn't that bad.
Okay, I guess it's just part of his mutations.
Oh yeah. It just makes him so creepy and unsettling.
But basically, Max Schreck wants to, he's trying to turn the Penguin into this media construct at this stage.
Yeah,
and he's
just feeding him all these lines.
These people to kind of clean him up. But he comes down the stairs in his in his
long johns.
His long johns, yeah.
And in that rig that has got him, where apparently it took him like 4 hours to get into that rig.
Well,
4.5 hours.
Okay, but Michelle Pfeiffer had to be covered in talcum powder to get into her suit, and had to wear it for 12 to 14 hours a day, and only had one bathroom break, apparently. And they built 60 of these suits, apparently, the Catwoman suits, at $1,000 each.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I also read some stuff about... She found it very difficult to work in the suit, because it's latex. I mean, it's supposed to be...
Oh, yeah, and they had to spray it down with some sort of thing to make it shine every take.
Yep.
They had to keep shining it.
I read in this... I didn't write this quote down, but in the oral history, she said that originally she couldn't go into the bathroom in it, but they, quote-unquote, found a solution.
Just leave out the crotch piece.
Oh, God.
It's never in any of the shots.
No.
Oh, actually, she's doing non-stop flips, so you do need to put the crotch piece in.
Well, that's not her doing the flips, but
no.
She did do a lot of her own stunts.
Yes, she did the
the whip cracking.
She whipped the heads off those mannequins.
She absolutely did.
Last take of the day, apparently. Like they said, you'll give you one more shot to do it, and she did it.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's amazing. Here, I've got a quote from her. As a young girl, she's a great casting choice, better than Sean Young. As a young girl, I was completely obsessed with Catwoman. When I heard that Tim was making the film, and Catwoman had already been cast because it was originally Annette Bening, I was devastated.
Oh, right. Yeah.
At the time, it was Annette Bening. Then she became pregnant. Women seem a bit cursed in these movies. Then the rest is history. I remember telling Tim halfway through the script, so she didn't even finish the script, that I'd do the film. That's how excited I was. I trained for months with the Whipmaster.
Yeah. By the way, she was supposed to be Vicky Vale.
Yes.
And Michael Keaton nixed it because
right.
he was trying to get back with his wife and had been in a previous relationship with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes, that's right.
And was like, I can't be in a movie with her. I'm trying to get back with my wife.
Yes, this has happened before on the podcast.
Did we talk about Batman 1, maybe?
You might have mentioned Batman 1, but I thought it was maybe there was another film where it happened, like Annie or something.
Okay. But, so I don't know what happened I guess the thing with his wife just didn't work out, and that was okay for Michelle to be in this movie.
It explains why they've got such great chemistry if they used to be in a relationship, because he has much better chemistry with Michelle Pfeiffer than he did with Kim Basinger.
100%. Agreed.
Apparently on the first day she worked with the Whipmaster, she caught him in the face with the whip and it drew blood.
Wow.
But she's stuck at it and does all her own whip stunts.
Yes.
And some of her other stunts too, but presumably not the backflips.
No. So they try to clean up the Penguin in this scene. He bites this guy's nose.
At least my nose isn't gushing blood.
Yeah, and the guy's like, what did you mean by that?
Why did you say that?
And he bites this guy's nose and it gushes blood.
Yep.
And he thinks it's great. He's a real sewer creature.
Yeah, it's so good.
And I do love also that it's December, and Penguin's like, aren't elections in November? And Max Schreck's like, don't worry about it. That's all the plot needs, all the script needs.
Well, he'd already threatened the mayor that he had enough...
like dirt on him?
He had enough... Well, he said just his employees, he said, just with my employees, I have enough votes to force a recount.
Right. Okay.
And essentially, the very undemocratic... by telling his employees that they would have to vote the way he told them to.
Right. Okay.
Maybe they don't have the secret ballot in Gotham.
Yeah. So, now the Penguins attack the city, or the clowns attack the city again.
It's causing a crime wave to create a sense of social instability.
Yes.
This is the point where the Penguin issues his kind of like challenge or ultimatum to the mayor. You know, relight the Christmas tree.
Yeah. Yeah. So Batman shows up to fight these guys. He has a Batarang that's got like GPS or like
something. It's targeting. It's got a targeting system.
It's too much. There's a few gadgets in this movie that are too much, especially regarding the Batmobile.
It's too much, and I think you could have left it out because it works anyway, because he sort of like programs the locations of the 5 clowns into it. How would that even work? How could you possibly do that in 3D on a 2D touchscreen? It makes no sense whatsoever. He should have just...
And also he just stands there and programs it and then throws it and hits one guy out.
They could have moved in the interim.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
But it's great because the poodle just grabs it out.
By the way, this poodle is Darla, the dog, that was also the poodle in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh my god.
Precious. From Silence of the Lambs. And also was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
It's Tim Burton's favourite dog.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's this Batarang. It needs to be in the scene because it's a plot point later. But if he hadn't had that stupid touchscreen, if he just chucked it and the dog grabbed it, that would have been a great sequence.
Yes.
It's ruined. There's a couple of moments like this. It almost feels like Batman 66.
Yeah.
Because the Batmobile, as you said, has way too much going on. And the control panel that Michael Keaton is interacting with, it looks like something out of Batman 66.
Yes.
Like, it's just all flip switches and labels.
Yeah. By the way, there's one that's labeled Mach. So I guess the Batmobile can do Mach 1?
Maybe you can do Mach 5.
Maybe. Maybe. So while all this crime is happening in the streets, Catwoman goes into one of the Shrek department stores and trashes the place. She's not there to steal.
Nope.
She's there to trash it.
Yep.
And this is where we get the scene where she knocks the heads off the...
Yeah, she's not a cat burglar. She's a vigilante in the mold of Batman, except she's far more violent because she causes bodily injury and destruction of property.
Yeah, and Michelle Pfeiffer has got this kind of crouch... I don't know how she's doing this in this suit, which is like painted on practically. But she's like moving around in this thing in this incredible way and swinging this whip around. She's so good in this.
Yep.
There's a great scene with these guards that try to, like, I don't know if we're supposed to arrest her or fall in love with her. And she's like, you're overpaid.
Yeah.
And she whips them. Batman ties a bomb to this guy's belt and throws him down into the sewer and blows him up.
Straight up murders him.
Murders this
like the second guy that Batman's murdered in this movie.
Yeah. He meets Penguin just in the street.
Yep.
And, like, says, admiring your handiwork. And somehow...
Because he's cottoned on. He knows about the connection between the...
Okay, but why does Penguin admit to it? Penguin could just say, I don't know what you're talking about.
But because he's just...
He's a villain like Catwoman is a villain. They're just acting like they've already met 7 times.
Yes.
And this is the first time he's met the Penguin and the first time he's met Catwoman.
Yes. Yes, but this... Yes. You're right, of course, you're right, but I give it a pass. 2 reasons. The Penguin is just... He unless he's being run by Max, he just says what he's thinking. And second of all, this film, there's no plot.
This is what I'm saying.
It's just characters interacting with
Exactly. This is what I meant before about there being too many villains, and the lack of plot means that there's no reason for Catwoman, there's no reason for Penguin to admit to this stuff on their first meeting, his first meeting with Batman. He could just say, please help me get out of here, or anything. To get us, instead of admitting that I'm a bad guy and I'm gonna become mayor, and also I'm here admiring my clowns destroy the city.
I know. Normally,
why are you admitting this?
Normally, I really need plots to make sense, but with this film, I give it a pass because it's just so dreamlike.
Yeah,
and the film really exists so that the character, almost like a shadow of Batman, can interact with these vivid caricatures of himself.
Yeah. So at this point, while they're talking, suddenly Catwoman comes flipping out, doing all these flips out of the department store. Great line. It was actually in the trailer as well. She's puffing and puffing after doing 30 flips because she doesn't just walk anywhere. and says meow, and then the place explodes. And then the place explodes behind her. It's so great. But then she attacks Batman.
Yep.
She's like, I'm going to beat you up. What's her beef with him? She has no beef with... This guy has not tried to arrest her or anything. He's never seen her before.
No.
Doesn't know anything about her. She beats the crap out of him. Great line where he hits her at one stage. They've been fighting. And she's like, how could you? I'm a woman. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, idiot. This is a real, like, they could have really leaned into this patriarchy stuff because he's so dumb in this.
Yep.
And then she goes back to whipping him, and they are, like, about to kill each other, save each other. It goes back and forth. But then she grabs his dick. She's like, what's under this suit? And she grabs his dick. Her hand goes below camera, down to his waist. And she's like, what's down? He's just standing there like, oh. She says, there you are, when she finds his cock.
It's so horny.
Yeah. Oh, incredibly. I think she stabbed him at this stage with one of... Oh, she stabs him now. She grabs his dick, stabs him with one of her claws.
It's a big surprise for him because he was having fun up to that point.
And this is when he knocks her into the kitty litter, but she thinks it's kind of hilarious. She laughs.
Yeah, saved by kitty litter.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big truck of kitty litter, but it's some kind of...
Is this had he napalmed her arm at this fight, or is it later on? Okay.
Yes, he'd already done it. He'd used some kind of bat device. She was to distract
something out of his utility belt. Yeah. Penguin...
Like a flashbang.
Penguin comes back to his campaign headquarters. He's really looking at picking up these young women. This scene, really true to life. Absolutely disgusting human being. Barely human. Just like, I really want to grope these young women. Says it out loud.
Yep. I'd like to fill her void.
I'd like to fill her void. This mayor stuff is not about power, it's about reaching out to people, touching people, groping people. This is...
I just love... He's so magnetic. I love every minute that Danny DeVito is on screen. He's mesmerizing in his utter sleaziness and grotesquerie.
And as he gets to the top of the stairs, one of the clowns says to him in his lair, there's some body here to see you, and it's the Catwoman sprawled across his bed.
Who's going to say the line? Are you going to say the line?
You can say it.
Just the pussy I've been looking for.
Yeah. Incredible. This is 2 minutes after she grabbed
this film was marketed at children, incidentally.
Yes, but I think it was PG-13.
It was.
So I think much like... I guess a lot of PG-13 movies now, but anyway, it was absolutely marketed.
But it shouldn't have been.
But here's where she's like, hey, we need to team up to take down Batman. I want to degrade him.
Yep. She's angry that he napalmed her and... that's it.
That's her only...
And then kicked her off a building into the kitty litter.
That's right. So she believes that's her second death, as far as she's concerned.
Yes.
She talks about it like...
Yes, she does believe
Even though she said saved by kitty litter.
She's a crazy person.
But Penguin really wants to get in her pants.
Yeah.
Really unusual moment here for Tim Burton, where we get a first-person POV shot where they're looking through this bird cage at each other.
And then Michelle Pfeiffer takes the bird out of the cage. Yeah. I forget why she does this. Is it to prove that she's hardcore or something?
Or he's not agreeing with her.
He doesn't. He thinks she's all show. Michelle Pfeiffer
by the way, he
really put this bird in her mouth.
Yeah.
She really did it.
Yeah, no, I believe it. I don't know why. That bird...
Unlike Tony Todd and Candyman, she didn't even negotiate for what would happen if something went wrong.
I was thinking about Tony Todd and Candyman while watching.
Where he let live bees into his mouth.
Live bees.
And he got paid $1,000 for every sting.
For sting. This bird must have shit in her mouth.
No.
Surely it was
one take.
Okay, but it was... Surely the bird wasn't happy being in there. Wasn't it scratching, clawing at her cheeks or
Apparently
tongue?
it all just went fine. And she said afterwards, if I'd thought about it, I never would have done it. Because I could have got injured or sick.
I think she was in the role. I think she was Catwoman in this movie.
Yeah.
I think you put on that suit, you're in it.
Cool.
I mean, I feel like that about Batman, especially the Nolan Batman movies. People complain about his voice. I'd be like, if I was wearing that suit, I would put on that voice. Like, I wouldn't be able to control it.
Yeah.
And I think she was like, I'm going to put that bird in my mouth. By the way, in this scene, Penguin reveals, and we get to see that he has blueprints for the Batmobile. And they're going to blow up the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Where did he get these blueprints from?
We just had a line earlier that his clowns were quote-unquote working on it. That's it.
Okay. Because later in the movie... Alfred says, hey, we can't just take the Batmobile to any body shop to get it repaired.
Nope.
No. Only you have this information.
Yes.
So where did it... Baffling.
It's just so that we can get the scene, the frankly incredible scene, where the Penguin hijacks the Batmobile.
Yes. Yeah, later on. Okay.
I mean, the film
by the
does
way,
its due diligence, insofar as due diligence counts in a acid dream. We get a line setting it up earlier in the film where he says, my clowns have an in on the Batmobile, they know about the Batmobile, they're working on the Batmobile.
You know what? In the early stages of this movie, it was supposed to feature Robin, played by Marlon Wayans, as a kid who repaired the Batmobile.
Yes, that's right.
There would have been a thread that could have explained this scene. Somehow, if they got access to that kid's computer, otherwise we have to assume they got into the Bat computer in the Batcave.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, you're right. But I just let it slide because so much crazy nonsense is happening in this movie. Yes.
Okay. Well, while Catwoman has the bird in her mouth, Penguin is threatening a cat that he's got hanging around with a knife. Finally, it's like they come to a kind of stalemate. They both have to give up what they were attacking. She's like, I'm going to clean myself, and she's just licking herself like a cat. Cut. Hard cut. End of scene.
Does Batman show up now?
Now we get a Bruce Wayne scene, because the next scene, she's out on the street as Selina and is all frazzled. She has a real mental illness. She has two different personas. When she's Selina, she's like, I don't know what's going on. And when she's Catwoman, she's like this sexed up creature.
You're right. And also, the more encounters she's in, the more banged up the suit gets, and the more she looks like Selina as well.
Yeah. And she meets Bruce Wayne on the street just by chance. Very easy, because there's only 2 streets in this version of Gotham City. And he's like, come back to my place. And they go back to her place. Meanwhile, the Christmas princess that's supposed to light the tree is attacked by the Penguin using the batarang, the captured batarang.
He knocks her out with it and then takes her up a high-rise. This is their plan. This is the Penguin and Catwoman's plan.
Yeah.
They're going to frame Batman. They're going to frame Batman into making them think that he'd kidnapped the Ice Princess.
Yes.
Except the Penguin kills the Ice Princess.
Yes.
By releasing bats around her, which frighten her. She then falls on the switch to light up the Christmas tree.
It's kind of ironic moment.
Yeah.
Yes. Bruce and Selina have their date. Not a date. They go back to his house.
These things are not happening contemporaneously.
They might.
No. Because Catwoman's there when.
No, it's the Poodle Lady. It's Poodle Lady and Penguin walk in.
Yeah. But then they hide. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
While they're having their date.
Yes,
but that later stuff I talked about happens.
Oh,
later.
right. Yes, it's later. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Okay, they're having a little date. He tells her about Vicky Vale.
Yeah, weird. I don't understand why that's in there.
Probably shouldn't do that on the first date.
Yeah, for real. It's not the only time Vicky Vale's mentioned in this movie. She's mentioned twice.
Yeah. It's a bit like Karate Kid 2, where they have to explain why the girlfriend's not there.
Where is Vicky Vale?
It didn't work out. Yeah, and he has a different girlfriend in every movie, by the way. All of these. None of these girls stick around.
Exactly.
Okay, we see on the news... That's when they see on the news about the Christmas princess being attacked, and they find the batarang, and he's like, I gotta go, sorry.
And she also wants to go.
She's like, she wants to go as well.
I think she wants to be there too.
Yes.
Which makes me think, did she have an arrangement with the Penguin?
No.
Because later on she says you weren't supposed to kill her.
That's right. He says you weren't. Yeah. So they did have some sort of plan to kidnap her. We get to see we get to see Batman suit up. Because he goes down to the Batcave and he's got like all these bat suits.
He takes a slide and Alfred takes the stairs.
Yeah, so there's 2 ways into the Batcave.
Hilarious.
Yep.
Hilarious.
This guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Yep. He's like an overgrown kid.
Yes.
Yep.
He's got a row of boots, a row of vests. The vests, they don't have the bat symbol on them. He's got to attach them on. I guess he's got different ones. By the way, it's been redesigned a little bit. It's closer to the comic than the first movie.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
Okay, in town, the relighting of the tree is going to happen. The mayor's there, the clown's there. She's kidnapped, and Catwoman has the princess in a chair and has a fight with Batman. By the way, these fights are good.
They're not bad.
Yeah.
Considering that nobody knows what they're doing in them.
Yes.
And they're not choreographed.
But I just like her body work, like her body acting in this.
This is the bit which I thought was your favourite Batman moment.
Oh.
Which is when Batman offers, I think, the briefest, tersest smack talk or quip.
Okay.
Where he tells Catwoman to eat floor.
Oh. Yes. Yeah. Papa Spank.
Yeah. That's it. He just says eat floor.
Eat floor.
And actually, after he makes her eat floor, he says high fiber.
Yes, high fiber. Wow, what's a weird one-liner? That's like something out of Running Man.
Yeah,
So strange.
That's what I thought. I thought this is a quip boiled down to its.
Yes.
Here
is Sub-Zero. Now Plane Zero. Eat floor. High fiber.
I just thought if you had to distill a quip down to its least lucid, bare, most straightforward elements, this is what you would get.
Yep, Catwoman attack. They're still fighting. She licks his face. She straddles him and licks his face.
So horny.
So horny. Can't believe it. Oh, and there's mistletoe up above, and she says, "Hey, you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?" Which is important because later they say it again, and that's how she identifies. That's how Batman identifies the identity of the villain.
Well done, man.
Because the villain says, "Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?"
Yes, very good. It's not. They don't literally say that, but they may as well.
Yep, it's the key. It's the one out for these movies. She says, "Mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it." Or he says that,
Batman
and
says.
she says, "But a kiss can be even deadlier if you mean it."
If you mean it.
If you mean it. And licks his face at this point. And
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Then
Batman.
That's when then the
Penguin
Ice
and
Princess
Catwoman actually have a
dies.
drink. He actually pours a drink for her.
Yeah, they drink.
They have a moment of
Like I
rest.
said, they killed the Ice Princess.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while the Batman's been doing this, the Clown Gang have hijacked and hacked into the Batmobile.
Yeah.
They've disabled its security system.
Yeah.
And Doug Jones has put a very obvious kind of... They take the Batmobile apart.
Yeah.
Completely apart. There's wires everywhere. And then Doug Jones gets a really, really obvious kind of like antenna on top of like, it looks like a Christmas bauble. And he puts it in, and then it turns out it's actually attached to the bottom.
Oh, it's upside down.
Nothing makes sense. They leave it, they press the switch, the Batmobile
They've got a
returns to the
remote
state
control. Yeah.
that it
To
was
put
in.
the shields back up and stuff. They were actually little
what
remote
the hell were they doing with it?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's fine. They've hijacked it.
Penguin, is this the stage where he flies away with one of his umbrellas?
That was earlier, and it looks so great. He says, that was the first encounter between Batman and the Penguin, where he says, "Gotta fly!" And he steps on the handle of the umbrella, and it turns into a...
And does he
so great.
he hand it to her at this stage, to Catwoman, and she flies up with it? At some point, she
that's what you're
falls
thinking
through
That's
the
what
roof
happens
of a
now.
greenhouse.
That's what happens now.
Okay. And it's like another death, but actually she's landed in these soft plants.
Yes, that's right. Penguin's unhappy that she's not responding to his sexual advances.
Right.
So he sticks the handle in her neck and then activates the helicopter umbrella, and it dumps her in a greenhouse.
Yes. But I think she's gone for quite a bit of the movie at this stage. She disappears much like Batman disappeared in the first half.
Yep, because now it's Penguin and Batman. So the Penguin goes back into it's his trailer. He has a trailer.
Yeah.
And inside it is a kid's ride.
Yeah.
You know those...
Like in the mall.
Yeah.
Of a Batmobile. So he's fabricated this kid's ride Batmobile.
Yes. And he can control the Batmobile with it.
Yeah.
So he's like rocking on it.
Yeah.
It's so Tim Burton-esque.
I kind of think I can headcanon this. Because after Batman first appeared in Gotham City, some people would have made these rides for malls.
Yeah.
And maybe he grabbed one from a mall and installed it, and he's using a computer. He's got video access to.
Well, that's presumably what they were doing. The clowns.
Right.
They were setting up this video access.
And he's rocking around on this little kid's ride. It's really crazy.
It's
maybe
great
the craziest
I'm so
thing.
glad that you mentioned that Gotham would have Batman merch, because in the original script that Daniel Waters wrote, he was going to make a dig at Batmania.
Right.
At the storm of merchandising that occurred after Batman in '89. Incidentally, Daniel Waters, you won't be surprised to hear, does not like Batman '89.
Interesting.
In fact, he hates it. And hated it at the time.
Uh-huh.
He, in his first draft, It began with the Batman logo. The camera pulled back to reveal that the logo was in a Batman merchandising store. At that point, a grenade was going to be thrown in, blowing the place up. Waters. I originally had more elements of Batman being commodified and hating being treated like a celebrity. In that first draft, Batman complained about his image being on lunchboxes. Quote, Tim found stuff like that a bit too much. Not just Tim Burton, but actually Michael Keaton, who seems to have had some sort of input on the script.
Okay.
He actually apparently said to Waters about this scene, the merchandising store, very clever, cut it.
Right. Okay, this scene is another scene. There's nothing this ridiculous in
Any other
the
Batman?
Schumacher movies.
Yeah.
In fact, there's stuff. I don't know if it's a scene, but he's got
Nipples
like
on
these
the bat
readouts on the Batmobile, or maybe it's the Bat boat, the Bat submarine later, where it's detecting where each of the penguins are and stuff.
That was like
and
something out of the 60s.
Yeah, and is it worse than the Batman credit card that he pulls out
Never
in
left
Batman
the cave
and Robin?
without it.
I don't think it is. I think Schumacher watched this. There's nothing.
That was, I feel like with the GPS Batarang, that felt like something that almost is like out of the 60s.
Yeah.
Because this radar shows penguins as penguins, and it goes whack, 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 instead of the pings.
Yeah.
Whack, whack.
Yeah.
It's like, why is it doing that? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why do
You're Batman.
Yes, exactly.
Why have you got a penguin sounding... What even is this?
Yes,
Part
it's
of
the
reason-
Bat credit card.
Yeah.
100%. I really... Now, I haven't watched those Schumacher movies in a long time, but after watching this, I really feel like maybe we've been too hard on them.
I feel complete opposite. But I think part of the reason here is that basically the whole third act was not forced, but came about in rewrites.
Okay. So Batman figures out, because the vehicle, the Batmobile, is able to detect that there's a foreign object.
Yes.
And he's like,
even though it's been hijacked, I guess they forgot to hijack the foreign object detection system.
Yep.
Yeah, the Penguin's just ranting and raving as he's forcing Batman to run down civilians.
Yep. And we learn later that Batman is recording what he's saying.
Well, we see
on
him
a CD.
get out a CD and put it in.
Yeah, we don't know
why he's doing that.
Yeah.
Originally, I thought he was maybe installing the foreign object detection software.
Or the override. He's reinstalling the OS, maybe.
Yeah. But no, he was recording... That was a CD burner.
Yeah.
That could record what was showing on that little television. Very specific.
Yep. Oh, well, there's something more specific here, because he comes up to a narrow alley.
Oh, yeah.
And the Batmobile is able to, jettison its sides and pull its wheels in to become a kind of train.
Missile.
And a missile and slip through.
The Bat Missile, it was called.
Why did...
A car...
Much like that thing that lifted it and rotated it.
But also, you can't remove 2/3 of a car and it still works.
Sure, but it's like nothing in this movie would actually work. But I mean, it's just why did you think you needed a penguin detector in your car?
Whack.
Why did you think you needed this thing that lifts the car up and rotates it 180 degrees?
Yep.
I really dislike the Batmobile in this movie.
Yep.
But yes, this is how he gets away and this later on Alfred's like, oh, how are we going to fix a Batmobile? Like, you built this jettison system.
You can't just take it to the shop. Well, it's out of commission. Lucky he still has the boat.
Yes. Yes, he does have the boat.
Anyway, so now now Batman derails the Penguins' campaign.
Yeah, by playing the recording during the campaign speech.
Remember when we believed that a campaign could be derailed by an embarrassing recording?
Yeah.
Do you remember those more innocent times, Kumar?
Yeah. No, yeah. There's something crazier in The Dark Knight Returns, in which Bane reads a letter from Commissioner Gordon, which he found in the sewer, in which Commissioner Gordon admits the cover-up about Batman, and the whole of Gotham City believes it, even though Bane is the one. The terrorist who blew up the football stadium is the one announcing to the world that hey, I got this letter from Commissioner Gordon, and they believe it.
Stop stepping on my bit. The Penguin is Donald Trump.
Yes, 100%. But he does not. Yeah, it completely derails his mayoral campaign.
A better world.
So he has to.
Then he goes full kind of.
He has to pivot.
He goes John.
He has to pivot to rocket attacks, penguin rocket attacks.
Yeah, this was, as I mentioned, this was added in by rewrites.
But first,
Because the exec said, what's the Penguin's plan? I can imagine Daniel Waters or Tim Burton saying, there's no plan, there's just people...
Yeah. But
what's the plan? What's our third act going to be?
Right. But first we've got this plan, or sorry, not this plan, this ball. We've got a gala event being held by Max Schreck. People have died in Gotham over the... There's been terrorist attacks twice in the past 3 or 4 days. And it's everybody's like, let's dress up and go to this masquerade ball at Christmas time.
It's a fundraiser.
Strange choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Life goes on. You can't let the terrorists win.
But, I mean, Bruce Wayne doesn't want to go because it's Shrek's party, but he's like, oh, maybe Selena Kyle will be there.
Yeah. He wants to see her.
Don't know why Max Schreck's secretary would be there, but he goes and she's there, and this is one of a really great scene.
Yep.
By the way, she again grabs his dick. He says, this is going to be very hard, and she's like, semi-hard.
My jaw just about...
Yes.
I could not believe that line was in this movie.
How did I not remember that from the first 2 times I watched this?
Well, because you were a younger, more innocent person.
Yes. Semi-hard.
Semi-hard.
She grabs his dick. Second time in the movie, he's like, semi-hard. What is going on?
I cannot believe it.
Sell me my Happy Meal, please. Okay. But there's a great moment here. The best moment. It's in the trailer, but it's not ruined. Even you see it again in the movie. I saw it again tonight for the first time in 30 years, where they're under the mistletoe.
Yep.
And she says, mistletoe can be deadly. Just give her dancing down with pale light. Yep. And then she's got tears in her eyes, and she's like, oh my god, does this mean we have to start fighting? When they both realize who each other is.
They both, at the same moment, realize that they
Because he repeats her line back to her.
So good.
And the line where she says, oh my god, does this mean we have to start fighting, is so great. One of the all-time great moments in any superhero movie. Really love it. Oh, by the way, this gown she's wearing, she looks just fabulous in this scene. So then there's an attack on the party. Now we get the Penguin's plan, which he wants to kill all the firstborn sons of Gotham.
He's had this plan all along. That's why he was in the archives.
That's right. What's his objective here, though?
He's a biblical plague. He's taking revenge on the world for his parents. Okay,
but he was researching this before he was going to run for mayor.
It was...
Right?
Yeah, because Max Schreck surprised him with that plan. Max Schreck's been running him.
Oh, so Max Schreck derailed his plan to kill all the firstborn sons. Initially, he was like, I'm going to kill all the firstborn sons.
Say supplanted.
Okay.
Now, but he's gone back to it. He's gone back to plan A. Okay. So running for mayor was plan B. So now he crashes the party, and he's going to kill Chip, the bodybuilder, in front of Christopher Walken, his dad. Christopher Walken, in a moment of humanity, why give your character this? Says, take me instead. Spare Chip. Take me instead.
Maybe he loves his son.
I guess he does. Why not? I mean...
The
best villains are the heroes of their own stories.
Yep.
And he, actually, we haven't talked a lot about Max Schreck, but he gets a lot of screen time.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets some great lines about kind of like power and the purpose of power and what the meaning of his life is and things like that. Anyway, here he's taken to the Arctic house and put in a cage.
Yeah.
And the Penguin has now he's given up on the trappings of humanity. He's cast aside his lovely outfit, his top hat, his cigarette, his fur coat, his waistcoat. He pulls it off. He actually goes John Hurt and says, I'm not a human being. Yeah. I'm an animal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doug Jones says, great speech, Oswald. And the Penguin, he smacks him in the face.
Yeah.
Don't call me that. Yeah.
Yes, because earlier when he came up, they called him Penguin, and he said, don't call me Penguin, I'm Oswald Cobblepot. And now he reverses.
He's gone back. So he's going to drown all the firstborns, and last of all, he's going to drown Max Schreck. It's in his textile factory runoff.
Yeah.
So this is important. Easy to miss. The water in the Arctic habitat is toxic.
Yeah. Above ground, the clowns are actually using like a train, like a toy train, to drive through town and kidnap children.
Yeah. Because whatever.
Okay, crazy idea. You can just walk in.
He has all their addresses. He looked them all up.
Sure, but aren't they going to protect their kids when clowns walk in?
They're all out. They're all at the masquerade ball.
Oh, maybe he's just killing the rich kids, maybe.
That's right.
Okay.
Very definitely. Just the elites.
Batman saves them.
Yeah.
and sends a note back to Penguin saying, "Hey,
party's cancelled."
Party's canceled. Now,
Plan
we get
C.
this crazy scene. Penguin addresses an army of penguins, of real penguins, quote unquote.
Some of them are real penguins
with rocket packs.
Yep.
On their strapped to their backs.
Some of them were very
and they've got brain control helmets on. This is very Schumacher.
Yeah.
It's just nonsense. They've got penguin brain control.
Well, they've been trained. It's not necessarily
it's not just training, because later Batman gets the remote control and is just able to switch the remote control. It's not training. They've developed the technology. These clowns, these circus clowns.
I don't think it's necessarily mind control.
Developed the ability. Okay, so then it's nerve control. They can nerve control these penguins to direct them which direction to go in and who to fire their rockets at.
It could just be classical conditioning. They could just be responding to lights or tones that are controlled by the radio waves. You don't have to go straight to mind control, Kumar.
Well, they've got these little helmets on.
They do, actually.
And they've got rocket.
And they have antennae coming out.
And they dive into the... It's just wild, this whole scene.
These are real penguins.
They're all diving into the water with these rocket packs on their back. And you're like, what is happening in this movie?
This is real... As I said, real penguins. They really did put some of this stuff... That's real penguins swimming around with these plastic rockets on.
Yeah.
Like the like PETA or whoever went to set to check.
Yeah, right.
Apparently the penguins were treated pretty
PETA,
well.
Not the PTA.
PETA, yeah. Not the PETA,
yeah.
PETA. Or the equivalent.
Yeah.
The equivalent board that looks after that.
The Humane Society or something, yeah.
Some busybodies that look after animals on the sets of movies actually came and inspected the set, and apparently... Like, Danny DeVito in this, like, in the oral history is, like, saying the penguins had, like, some amazing treatment. Like, most of the sets were refrigerated constantly.
Right.
So that the penguins would be comfortable. Danny DeVito said he was probably the only person that wasn't suffering because of the bulk of his cosmetics. The amount of face makeup, rubber that was on his face, the huge bulky suit. They had their own, like, room with a pool and half a ton of ice a day and fresh fish.
Huh.
So they were well treated, these penguins.
Well, seeing hundreds of penguins with rocket packs waddling around is crazy. It's like nothing you've ever seen in any other movie.
Yep.
Batman is showing up in his bat submarine.
Yep.
But just before they're about to launch in the plaza, they stop.
Yep, because Batman and
Batman's got a jammer.
He's hacked
this jammer.
Much like he hacked the broadcast earlier and played the Access Hollywood tape.
Yeah.
Now he's hacked the penguins, and they go back and destroy actually the Arctic.
Yes.
The Arctic house. Destroy the penguin's lair.
Yeah. And Penguin seemingly dies at this moment. He doesn't, but now, meanwhile, Catwoman finally shows up again.
Yep.
Confronts Max Schreck,
who's still here. Yeah, he's escaped. A monkey has given him the keys. The organ grinders monkey.
Yeah.
Apparently this monkey didn't really like the look of Christopher Walken.
Right.
And lunged at my balls.
Apparently he bit Danny DeVito's balls as well.
Maybe it was
latched on, but Danny DeVito had the padding and he was protected.
This monkey liked balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she confronts him and he figures out that she reveals that she's Selina. It doesn't matter. Batman shows up and he's like trying to talk her out of killing him.
Yes.
And he...
This is after... So the Penguin and Batman have had their denouement, essentially, where that aforementioned interaction where the Penguin accuses Batman of being jealous because he can't live in the open as a freak, he has to hide. Now we have a similar situation where it's a little like the interaction between Daredevil and Elektra.
Yeah.
Batman tries to save Selina from becoming a murderer. And Selina says, and what? Go and live in your castle and live your dreams?
Yeah.
You're a hypocrite.
Yeah.
You're going out and doing vigilante shit every night.
Yeah.
Well, I can't?
Yeah.
Get over yourself. It's great. I love it.
Especially because this version of Batman is a murderer.
Yes. There's no difference between them. He's killed a bunch of people.
She hasn't killed anybody yet, has she? Maybe she killed the guards and the...
I think maybe she has. She's certainly very violent.
Yes, yes.
Deliberately so, like causing, like wounding people.
Yeah.
Whereas Batman doesn't. Yeah, like this. What's the difference between like? I love that this film is aware enough to say for Selina to say that that's bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. I really like that too.
Yeah, I mowed down 100 mooks, but if I kill the big bad guy, I truly become evil.
Yeah. Yeah.
This film is way too self-aware to fall into that trap. She gets out the original taser that the Red Triangle gang attacked her with way back at the start of the movie.
Yeah.
Instantly, where was she keeping this taser in her skin outfit? And she, Max Schreck tries to shoot her a few times.
But there's a crazy moment before this where Batman takes off his mask.
Yes.
And
this is when he tries to persuade her.
The camera cuts away, and you think he's going to pull off his mask. He doesn't. He rips the plastic.
Yeah.
This is how he gets this mask off. He has to rip it.
Yeah, it's
weird.
I think it's quite arresting, actually.
It's a strange image.
Why doesn't he just... I guess
by the way, this is the same...
I don't think
this is a mask, but you can't turn his head, right? It's like that rubber mask.
It can't be removed.
That's right.
Except by a team of makeup artists.
That's right. You'd think he would have a detachable... Somehow
he has to rip it off. And
also the black eye makeup is gone. It's only the Twilight version is the only version where you actually see him take off the mask and he's got the black eye makeup.
I love that they leaned into that.
Yeah. They're finally like, okay, we admit it. Even Christian Bale didn't admit that he was wearing the black eye.
Even the ultra-realistic Batman.
Yeah.
So Max Schreck tries to shoot Selina. She tells him that she's using up lives as she does so, but I think he's just missing her or doing flesh wounds. Then she makes out with him and a taser at the same time.
Yes.
And he's currently strapped to what it looks like a dynamo or something.
Yeah.
And he dies, but Batman...
And it seems like she dies too in this, because everything explodes.
Yes, but Batman only finds Christopher Walken's corpse.
Yeah.
It's a typical kind of like...
I heard that they were talking about making him Two-Face.
Oh,
I don't know if this is true, but this scene was maybe... I don't know. I heard this third hand.
He was supposed to be something.
Okay.
As far as I know, not Two-Face.
Okay. But
there was going to be more to him.
Okay, interesting.
I'll mention it when we get to trivia.
So, but this penguin comes back. He crawls out of the water, the sludge.
He's still alive.
But he doesn't do anything. He just falls over. And then
he tries to shoot Batman with an umbrella, but he picks up... Yeah, I guess he's sufficiently confused from having been dumped in textile factory runoff. He accidentally pulls out it's an umbrella with mobiles attached that he was going to use to lure the
babies. Yeah.
And he goes, why did I choose a cute one?
Yeah.
Then he's just drooling all this horrible black stuff. He has a line about how he needs a glass of water. Then he just falls face down.
And then he has a penguin funeral. These emperor penguins show up and get in a line and march him into the water.
What an image.
Again,
it's pure Tim Burton. I love it.
Yes, it is. And again, watching this, I'm like, okay, Tim Burton quits. We get another director in. The director watches this movie, and he's like, okay, so we got all these one-liners about cats, and we get, like, penguin detectors on the submarine. There's a submarine. There's a bat submarine with penguin detectors, and we get a penguin funeral. Got it.
I love that.
Here's my movie. Why are we pointing a finger at this guy? It's all right here.
Schumacher is no Tim Burton. It's completely lacking.
Of course, visually it's not. But in terms of the stupid plots of those movies, they're not any worse than the stupidness that's happening. These villains with no motivation.
It's a whole aesthetic. In fact, I
agree. The aesthetic of those movies is terrible compared to this. Those movies have no vision.
Yeah.
But they have copied the vision of
superficially. Yeah. Actually, I think that's fair. But it just makes them worse because it's aping.
Of course, yes.
It's aping without getting it.
But to say that those movies are bad because of the ice puns, or because of there
aren't that many cat puns. I'm more concerned about the sleaze, to be honest. I think Daniel Waters even has a line about it.
Okay.
He was talking about people complaining about the film going dark. Like every Batman movie has been, excluding the Schumacher ones.
Yeah.
Every Batman movie has been darker than the last.
Right.
Right. And
yeah, really, yeah,
literally,
yeah, literally as well. Cannot see what is happening in that Twilight one.
Yeah. So someone asked in an interview with Daniel Waters for the website We Are Cult in 2017. the interviewer asked him, in Batman Returns, you decided to have Batman act like a total lunatic badass, even having him kill a few of the Penguin's goons during that berserk fight in Gotham Square. Did the studio balk at all in terms of how hardcore you wanted to make Batman as character? So Daniel Waters essentially just pours cold water on that. Says, no, that's not what is happening in the movie. He says, I did know that Batman does not kill. The rather cavalier blowing up of a stray clown was something that happened in a production draft that was beyond my control. Having said that, the days of Batman wrapping criminals in a net and dumping them in front of a police station seem quaint. There was no guilt in going dark. And quotation marks, going dark. It's hilarious to think what a beating we took for making Batman Returns too dark, tainting all those Burger King tie-ins. It's Danny DeVito eating a fish, folks. Stop whining. The Saturday morning cartoons nowadays are more bitter and anarchic. He says, what I like most about Batman Returns is what probably really rubs people the wrong way. It's a movie about messy, sexually warped adults who like to dress up, not as immaculate icons. It's not the dark, it's the pervy that bothers the muggles. So I think this film goes way harder on the pervy than it does on the punny, in my opinion.
Yes. Okay, I have some things I could say about that, but anyway. Penguin funeral.
Yep, great, I love it.
Okay, Bruce Batman dresses up as Bruce. I guess he had his clothes stashed somewhere. Gets to a car, Alfred picks him up. He's like, Merry Christmas, Bruce, Merry Christmas, Alfred.
Yep.
As they drive away, and he sees a shadow in an alley.
Looks like Catwoman.
He goes into the alley, he doesn't find her, but he finds a cat, a real live cat.
Yes.
Very well-behaved cat, by the way. And then, we pan up to that shot of the back of some actor's head.
Yes.
As we said, looking at the bat signal,
yes,
which is being shown, and then we get end credits.
That's right.
And then we get trivia, which there must be a lot of.
Well, I've been drip feeding you the trivia as we go along, but let's talk about it. Okay, so how much this film cost? It cost, the official figure was $55 million.
Yeah.
That's from Warner Brothers. As for what it really was, it could have been as high as $80 million. The figure quoted on Wikipedia is $50 to $80 million. Box office, $266.8 million, which is good. It's the 6th highest grossing film of 1992.
Okay.
It's not the highest grossing film of all time, which is kind of like what Batman 89 was.
Right.
It broke some of the records set by 89, like biggest opening weekend, but there was a pretty big drop-off when people started to realise that there were a lot of boner references.
Yeah.
And Black Jewel.
By the way, you didn't mention the line where when Penguin says he's going to blow up Firstborn Sons, when he gives up that plan and you go into the rocket plan, he's like, we'll blow up all the girls and boys. They're all equal when everyone's erogenous zones get blown sky high.
Erogenous zones. I wrote that down. Why put that line in?
Because
the Penguin's just super horny.
We need another dick reference in the movie.
I can't believe you said erogenous zones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the production. How did it get made? There was never any question of it not getting made.
Right. How did it get made with Tim Burton? Why didn't they just immediately go to another director? Why were they so...
They wanted Burton. I mean, because he did the first one.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted... You know, the Warner Brothers execs, they start the discussions right off the bat. Burton's not enthusiastic, but I guess they think they need him. The execs, as I mentioned, settle on Penguin and Catwoman pretty quick.
Okay.
Penguin especially, because they think he's the most recognisable after the Joker of all the Batman villains. And DeVito is almost instantly attached as a prospective Penguin.
Sure. Who else could do it?
Yeah, well, some other people were... Marlon Brando, apparently. Yeah, man.
That would have been very close to Island of Dr. Moreau era.
Oh my god, yeah.
92.
Yeah, so I read a Cinefantastic article from November 1989 that was already mentioning Danny DeVito as Penguin.
Right.
So this is, like, the film's still in cinemas.
Yeah.
And Robin Williams is the Riddler.
Huh.
But again, this is just Scuttlebutt in Cinefantastic magazine.
Yes, okay.
Anyway, in the documentary Shadows of the Bat, which came out in 2005, which I watched for way back.
Okay.
in way back 3 years ago, Sam Hamm explains that they wanted the Penguin. They saw the Penguin as the number 2 Batman villain.
Okay.
We, Burton and Hamm, because Hamm is still the screenwriter at this point.
Yeah.
Or the story treatment author. We wanted to do Catwoman, so we wound up doing Penguin and Catwoman. However, Tim Burton was not enthusiastic about Sam Hamm's story treatment, and also generally unenthused about the prospect of doing a Batman sequel, as mentioned. So he left and did Edward Scissorhands, and also worked on Nightmare Before Christmas, although he did not direct
Wait,
that.
Edward Scissorhands was after this? After Batman?
After 89, but before Batman Returns.
Oh, really?
That's what he did in between.
Somehow I thought it was early 80s, or mid-80s.
Early 90s.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
That explains... I always wondered why he went for Michael Keaton instead of Johnny Depp, who'd worked with a lot, as Batman. And that explains because he hadn't worked with Johnny Depp yet.
That's right.
God, okay, got it.
Alright, so, but after he did Edward Scissorhands and Nightmare Before Christmas, he came back, at least in part, because some of the producers Warner Brothers producers that he didn't like left, including John Peters,
right,
the Spider Guy.
Yeah.
And also he, as mentioned, managed to secure greater creative control. And he was confirmed as the director in January 1991, bringing in a lot of his own people and hiring Daniel Waters, he liked his work on Heathers, to replace Sam Hamm. He instructed Waters to ignore the first movie, basically. Here is I'm going to read a long quotation from the website Den of Geek. Waters ultimately wrote 5 drafts, which change aspects dramatically. Max Schreck was initially Billy D. Williams' Harvey Dent. Catwoman's electro kiss at the end of Batman Returns was going to leave him with the scar and split personality.
Oh, that's what I was confused about.
Okay.
Okay. It wasn't Max Schreck. It was supposed to be Harvey Dent.
So a surprising amount of the film was present in Sam Hamm's treatments.
Right.
The Christmas setting.
Yeah.
The Penguin and Catwoman. There was going to be machine gun toting Santa Clauses.
Okay.
Instead of the circus gang.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, continuing this quote.
Yeah.
In a later draft, Shrek became the Penguin's long-lost brother. A secret cobblepot. But they removed this because the script was getting... Like, as you keep pointing out, you think 3 villains is too many. For him to be revealed as the brother of... Yeah, too much. Same reasoning for getting rid of Robin. Waters later described Robin as the most worthless character in the world. In the script, he was a fully grown, not a child, Batmobile mechanic with a faded R on his jumpsuit uniform. Marlon Wayans was cast in the role and an action figure was made.
Wow.
Until he was excised at the last minute from a bloated screenplay. Incidentally, Wayans still, as of 2017, gets residual checks for his 2-picture deal where he was supposed to play Robin.
Wow. Amazing.
Apparently, eventually, Waters and Burton fell out because Waters refused to make changes that Burton wanted.
Okay.
And the script doctor Wesley Strick was brought in. He streamlined the film, lightened the tone, and at the request of the Warner Brothers executives, added the master plan of the slaying of the firstborn children and the rocket attack on Gotham. Nonetheless, Waters is the sole credited screenwriter. As you pointed out, it was shot in America. Why? Pinewood, they built an enormous Gotham set at Pinewood, and Warner Brothers paid Pinewood $2 million to purchase the sets and were spending $20,000 a week to maintain the sets, assuming they were going to use them again. But Burton had that control, and he said, I don't want to film it in Pinewood because the first film had a British sensibility that I didn't like.
Okay.
He wanted to hire American extras, not British extras. Yeah, he's such a weirdo. And also, I mean, Cinefantastic said there were money considerations, that it was less affordable to film in the UK. I'm not sure I buy that. I think it's just Tim Burton saying, fuck this. I'm going to build all new sets. The sets do feel a bit cramped, as you pointed out, except for the Arctic house set, which is very capacious and looks really good. Bo Welch, who is a man, incidentally, said,
maybe that's part of the problem, is that the underground layer looks bigger than the street.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a disconnect there.
And also, it kind of works because it's so bonkers. Like, there are those huge Art Deco statues. Yeah. They're crowding you. Yeah. It feels like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I mean, the way that the buildings are kind of pressing down on us. Yeah. I'm fine with it. He originally tried a smaller... They originally built the Penguin's lair in a 35-foot high soundstage, but he said, The space just lacked majesty. It didn't contrast enough with this evil, filthy little bug of a man. So they assembled an aquatic spectacular on a 50-foot high Universal soundstage.
I like that Catwoman's lair is her apartment.
Yep. It was a super secret set. You had to wear ID to get into the building, to get onto set. The art directors were required to keep their office blinds pulled down, and cast and crew had to have photo ID badges with the movie's bogus working title Dictel to get anywhere near the sets. Apparently there's a story behind that name. Dictel is a name, Bo Welch said, Dictel is a name Tim and I made up on Edward Scissorhands. It's Dictel as in dictatorial. It was our word to represent a kind of faithless huge corporation that makes some useless little product and bullies people. Alright, I mentioned that the film, I've been saying over and over, the film has no plot.
Yep.
It's just a way for characters to collide in a fantasy dreamscape. If you need further evidence, in an article called Batman at 30, the film that almost killed Tim Burton, and the sequel that nearly destroyed it all, in The Telegraph, 17th of May 2019, Daniel Waters again, the man's everywhere, said, I was the main writer on the film and the only credited screenplay writer, although they did have another writer come in and kind of streamline it. The word they use is normalise. I was definitely more involved with the characters, but there are these plot elements of the firstborn children of Gotham City that I had nothing to do with. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Then I realised, well, I didn't have much of a plot for Batman Returns. It really was this strange film of strange people interacting in a city, and I didn't concern myself with the A to B of it. So it's all of these things you pointed out, Kumar, they're almost intentional.
Yeah, completely.
Alright, I've mentioned the Black Sliver, I've mentioned Michelle Pfeiffer, I've mentioned the 9 Lives. Do we need to talk about Sean Young?
I think we did for the first one?
We did. I'd like to correct something I said back then. I said that she went on set in her homemade Catwoman costume. Homemade is a bit of a calumny. She's just wearing a catsuit, apparently, or like a leotard. She didn't go on the set, but she did visit the studio. And badgered the studio director, Mark Canton. Apparently, she... Now, there's an urban legend that Tim Burton hid under a desk to avoid her. May or may not be true. What is fact, though, is that she burst in on a meeting between Mark Canton and Michael Keaton. Here's what Mark Canton remembers about it. Michael Keaton and I saw Sean Young dressed as Catwoman leap over my sofa and say, I am Catwoman! We looked over at each other and went, whoa. Michael Keaton's remembrances about it are even better. In an interview in 1992 while promoting Batman Returns, he said that she burst in on them, demanding a meeting with Burton that had been promised to her by Canton. Keaton said that she had a walkie-talkie that she was using to communicate with somebody else on the lot about the director's possible whereabouts. Keaton said in the interview, every once in a while she'd say, I can't believe, of all the people in the world, I am Catwoman. Then you'd hear things like, I think I'm going to go down to the commissary, Sean. And she'd go, hold on a minute, over. It was unbelievable. When asked about this on the Joan Rivers show, Sean Young said, I carry a walkie-talkie with me everywhere. Yes. Poor old Sean Young.
It's hard to imagine anybody other than
Michelle. She couldn't possibly have done a better job than Michelle Pfeiffer.
Imagine anybody else doing it.
Apologies
to Anne Hathaway. I mean, this is it.
This is the iconic. I think that this is the iconic Catwoman performance.
And she was the fourth. Because we had 3 different Catwoman. Julie Newmar.
Who's been on the podcast before. The kid who's been on the podcast before. Very first episode.
So, she dominated. Is that it?
And I think, pretty much. And Danny DeVito, I think, as a Penguin. I think it's just the best. He vanishes into that costume.
But it's so gross, it's hard to watch.
I love it. I just love it.
Okay.
Alright, let's do our votes.
Okay, the characters. Let's say not the comics, the characters. Well, I actually really like the Max Allan Collins story a lot.
Yeah, most of these comics are pretty dull and dumb.
But I find that going into the theming the characters, you're cat-themed, you're bird-themed, is really hampering them. I actually think there's kind of a course correction with the movies. I actually think now that although making him just a gangster is really boring too, but is there some middle ground where it doesn't have to be...
Where he could just have I think you can only go fishman hybrid or gangster. There's no in-between, is there?
Yeah.
That's why, and gangster's boring and fishman hybrid is awesome, which is why DeVito's interpreted... This is the quintessential one for me.
Yeah. Are these my favorite Batman villains? No. I think Penguin especially is a real Dick Tracy villain. Like a lot of those Batman... Two-Face is a real Dick Tracy villain.
Sure. Yeah, for me, it's just nice.
I do like the romance aspect with Catwoman as a character.
The will they, won't they, on again, off again sort of thing.
Yeah, which sometimes gets very intense, and these
particular ones I read.
I don't know how to vote on these. No, they're nay. They're nay across the board except for the Max Allan Collins one. So I'll just vote nay.
I will too. All right, film.
Oh boy, I went back and forth.
Really?
Well, it's a yay. But if you remember my statement about the first movie, was that it was objectively bad but subjectively good.
Not a good movie, but a great movie.
Yes, and I kind of feel the same way about this one. Again, in my mind, all these years, I was like, this is a visually amazing movie. I was looking forward to watching it again last night, and watching it, I was like, wow, this is really visually amazing, but it's cramped, and there's no connection between the characters. But, as we were talking, I kind of realized that, yes, if you are ready to go into this as a Tim Burton movie, not as a Batman movie, go in with Edward Scissorhands in mind, or Sleepy Hollow, or something like that. Beetlejuice, this is what you'll get, and it's good. But if you're looking for a Batman movie where Batman's the main character and there's a reason he's fighting these guys...
Are you stepping on adaptation? That's the...
No, not yet. I'm not. I don't think I am. I'm going to say yay.
Yeah, for me, it's a much more enthusiastic yay. I just think this movie's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm as obsessed with plot as you are, and yet somehow...
We flipped.
Yeah, and somehow it's just passed me by.
Yeah.
Because of the amazing, like, the images, the performances.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. I couldn't...
The fact that Batman, who's, frankly, a bit of a one-dimensional character...
Yeah.
Is barely in it.
Yeah.
And we're invited to interrogate him through the way he's represented in these crazy funhouse mirror versions of him.
Yeah.
The rapacious capitalist.
You're right, it's good.
The violent vigilante.
Yeah,
and the traumatic misanthrope. I think wow, I just love that.
Yeah.
I just love it, yeah. Everyone is, in their own way, a horrible loner or suffering because of their isolation.
Yeah.
And I think when Burton's setting it at Christmas as well, where the message of so many Christmas movies is being together with somebody, reconciling with your family, you're like home alone. Nothing like that happens in this. Yeah. Everyone ends up miserable and alone just like they started.
Yeah.
I just like everything about it.
Yeah.
I suppose except for the tissue paper plot, which, since as you pointed out, it could be a little frustrating.
And the Batmobile features.
Yeah, the goofy ass Batmobile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, whenever Batman's on the screen, I'm in this Batman movie. Which brings us to adaptation.
Look, as I think I've said in previous Batman episodes, I think Batman is a vessel. Yeah. He's a decanter in which you can put any liquid. Yeah. The outside shape is the same, but you can have whiskey or Kool-Aid in there.
That's much better than what I said about him being one-dimensional. Yeah,
and it's fine. I love Batman 66. I love Batman 89. I don't think one is incorrect and the others... They're just different. To me, they're like Doctor Who actors that come in. Only the scripts are bad. The actors are... It's never their fault. So I think this is a good version, an interpretation of Batman. Let's not say adaptation, an interpretation of Batman. It works fine for me. I especially... I like that this Penguin is kind of like has the pompous version, but it's an act.
Oh, yeah. It's just overlaid on him, yeah.
I like that this Catwoman goes into a department store and smashes the jewelry cases, but doesn't take anything out of them. Like...
You're right.
All the bits are kind of there.
What a clever...
And I love
it's
Batman.
It's like subversion, yeah.
I love Batman. I love Bruce Wayne brooding in the dark.
Yep.
So I'm going to go yay.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. That was really well reasoned. I also am going yay. A big yay for all the reasons you just said and more. This is the auteur superhero movie.
Yes. You're right. Yeah, it is.
The first and best.
Yeah.
This is superhero. This is Batman the Empty Vessel pushed to its absolute limits.
Yeah.
You remember when we did the People's Joker?
People's Joker.
We talked about
yes,
People's Joker.
Of course.
Of
course.
Like, at a time when superheroes are so locked down as the valuable intellectual property they've become.
Yeah.
To make a film like this now...
Yeah.
Really, really hard. And yet, it seems to be, if we talk about Marvel movies or DC movies, which we don't usually, it's the ones which are done by the directors with the most creative freedom that are the best regarded ones.
Yeah.
And this is the apotheosis of that phenomenon.
Yeah.
I'll read you a few quotes, mostly again from Daniel Waters, because the man just does not shut up. All right, so my good buddy and fellow screenwriter Josh Olson, who wrote History of Violence,
okay,
calls Batman Returns a great movie for people who hate Batman. A little harsh, but I was definitely serving at the pleasure of Tim Burton, not Batman. Mm-hmm. It's insane to think how much freedom we had to play with the Batman mythos in the tender days before fan fascism and four-quadrant marketing took over. Burton and I naively thought Batman was an entity that could be remolded and reinvented by different voices. Doesn't that sound more interesting? He also said in an interview just 2 years ago in 2023 for IndieWire, it was a weird assignment in that I didn't need to please anyone but Tim Burton. Before the internet, you didn't have to go before a tribunal and say what you were doing. It was just two guys in a room riffing. We didn't know shit about Batman villains. We didn't really understand the whole comic book thing. I just found out DC Comics stands for Detective Comics. He said, the whole thing about Batman Returns is we got attacked by Batman fans because they thought this is only the second Batman movie. What the fuck are you doing? You're already going off-road? Waters continued, now there's like 50 Batman movies. It's like, hey, what you did was pretty interesting. Last quote. I wasn't even given directions by Tim Burton. It was just that he didn't want Batman Returns to have anything to do with the first Batman. To be honest, I'm not a fan of his first Batman. We didn't have any loyalty to past histories of the Catwoman or Penguin character either. We absolutely did our own thing. In my first draft, Danny DeVito's complaint was about the Penguin was, this is too much like a Danny DeVito character. Here is his quote about 2022. I think now, especially since the 2022 Batman came out, which I quite enjoyed, people are coming around to Batman Returns. Not that it wasn't respected when it came out, but it's never been popular with quote-unquote true Batman fans. A friend, Josh Olson, who wrote History of Violence, has a line, Batman Returns is a movie for people who hate Batman. I accept that criticism.
Okay. Please like, rate, review, subscribe. Please contact us through the email address in the show notes, or you can send us a DM on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, or comment on YouTube or on Reddit. We also have a new YouTube channel called CBMO Theater.
Where you can see a stripper's tits.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been uploading some of the rarities. There's only one up there, but there will be more rarities up there in the days to come, in case you can't find them elsewhere that we cover on the show. And please join our Patreon at patreon.com/comicbookmovieoblivion, all one word. I just saw that Libsyn have put up their hosting rates.
Oh, okay.
Monthly rates.
Please consider subscribing.
Yes, because this is, we're at 2.5 hours on this thing.
This costs money, man. You either email us telling us to be shorter or pay us.
Yes, because I have to actually pay for the deluxe package because the episodes are so long that I need more hosting space on Libsyn, and they just put up their rates.
I had 8 pages of notes today.
Yep.
If you want 8 pages of notes, you guys are going to have to kick in.
Okay, next week we are going to be doing The Bells of St. Trinians from 1954. There are, I think, 8 St. Trinians movies. I don't know how many we'll cover, but I think we'll at least do 1 or 2 of the first series of 6.
We'll do the one with Terry Thomas anyway.
Yeah, that's the second one. And then maybe we'll do at least one of the second a series of 2. Maybe there was even one in the middle. I don't
There's
remember.
some new ones.
Right. Yeah, there's 2 new ones at least.
Yeah.
And then 6 old ones. Right. There might be one in the middle in the 80s as well, but
we'll be able to tell you next week.
Yes, we'll figure all that out. See you then.
Well, come what may. Merry Christmas, Mr. Way.
Merry Christmas, Alfred. Goodwill toward men.